thrift drugs, the R Experts. By Iron City Beer, a light beer with a taste you'll like for a change. And by the 28 Oldsmobile dealers in the Grand Olds game. Get the Oldsmobile Buy of the Year now during the GOG's year-end closeout sale. And by the men and women of U.S. Steel in Pittsburgh.
There's no question the quarterback is the most critical position, and Bradshaw, I think, has been maturing every year. He's physically one of the best in the league. He's got the talent. I think he and the rest of the Steeler offense must make a very strong effort to reduce the number of turnovers. Last year, the Steelers were into a negative turnover position for the first time in quite a long while. They need to correct that.
Well, the Baltimore Colts are in a similar position. Bradshaw's in his 9th year. Bert Jones is in just his 6th year, but already has established himself as one of the premier quarterbacks in the game, and I know you like him a lot.
I've got great respect for Bert Jones. He's a phenomenal quarterback. I think what the Steelers fear most about him tonight is his ability to run the football. He is a scrambler in the Fran Tarkenton vintage, and he can do it. And what will happen on long yardage, I remember a few years ago we were playing here, everybody was covered, and he would pick up the first down running the ball. So he has that kind of ability.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch tonight, too. The left cornerback spot, which was vacated by J.T. Thomas. A very unfortunate set of circumstances has forced him out at least for this year. And 3 rookies that Chuck Noll is very high on are going to battle for that job.
That's right. It's going to be awfully difficult to replace somebody as good as J.T. with his experience and his talent. But I think Ron Johnson, the number 1 choice, is going to do a pretty good job. I think he's going to start tonight. Mumble Gaines coming back from some previous experience. He's a talented young fella. And Nat Terry is a good player. So they're very high on their prospects, and we'll see what happens.
Well, let's go down to the field. The player introductions are taking place right now, so let's go down to the field and hear the reception for the Baltimore Colts.
Can you hear me?
I don't know whether or not you can pick up the player introductions, but they're taking place in the Baltimore crowd, which, of course, is backed off from the box seats close to the playing field, are watching intently as the 1978 Baltimore Colts are being paraded before their very eyes. Already, as Andy and I mentioned at the open of our program, we have met with the semi-disaster. The rain has kind of caved in our fortress here on the hangar at Memorial Stadium. Our spot charts are soaking wet. Our spotters are wet. Our engineering equipment is soaked. But showbiz says we must go on, Russell, so I guess we'll have to continue.
Well, I'm really concerned about the players down there, Sam. This type of heat, coupled with the humidity, is going to be a burden for both teams. And I think tonight, there's no question that maybe the conditioning might be a big factor in this ball game. We might see which team is in best condition.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Well, there you've heard it, the playing of the national anthem at Memorial Stadium. They are expecting a crowd somewhere in the neighborhood of 40,000 people. The sun is shining brightly. A quirk of weather fate has allowed the rains to come down for about 5 minutes and just soak this place. And as Andy mentioned, it's going to be like an outdoor sauna on the playing field. The humidity probably up very close to 100%. I know my glasses are fogged.
One benefit of the rain may be that it would soften this field. It's been typically the hardest field in the National Football League. It's a grass turf. It's not the AstroTurf field, but it's very difficult to run on. Your cleats would actually break off on that hard infield, and this might actually help the situation.
The referee for tonight's ball game is Chuck Heberling. Of course, if the name is familiar, Chuck is a Pittsburgher. The executive secretary of the WPIAL is his full-time profession. He is a referee tonight's game. The umpire, Frank Sinkovitz. The head linesman is Walt Peters. The line judge, Bob McElwee. The back judge, Jimmy Rosser. The side judge is Dick Creed, and the field judge is Don Hakes. 7 officials, Andy. Be an interesting year.
It's going to be very interesting, and those officials have their work cut out for them tonight. We'll talk about that a little bit more when it comes to the new pass jamming regulations. We'll see what happens.
Well, the captains have met with the officials. They've gone back to their respective benches. Jack Lambert, Joe Green, Sam Davis, the tri-captains for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Steelers will defend the goal to our right, and the Baltimore Colts will kick off. Game number 1, and everybody a little bit excited coming over on the bus. Jack Delaplane had the butterflies already. Of course, this is a very important thing, a very important ball game for a lot of football players, not necessarily the rookies and the free agents, but also some of the veterans who have had injuries coming off either injured seasons or bad seasons. They want to test injuries and see how it takes in contact and things like that. So a lot of people out to prove a lot of things. And, of course, too, Andy, the exhibition season has been cut to 4 games from the original 6 that it's been for so many years, and so the coaches have less time in which to make their decisions.
I think that it's important, even for the veteran players, to play well in exhibition. The old idea that exhibition games are for rookies only is not true. The Steelers and their veteran players must participate at some length in these games. Both of these teams feel that they're Super Bowl contenders. We just came from the Steeler locker room. The veterans are keyed up. They're eager for the start. And there's something about the first exhibition game that I think is more critical than the others.
In the deep receiving spots, rookie Larry Anderson, 30, is in the middle. On the far side, number 33, the rookie free agent Ron Scott. On the near side is Rick Mosier, number 39. There they are. Tony Linhart gets his foot into it, and we're underway. Nice to have you with us. Anderson has it just about at his own goal line. Breaks to the outside and breaks the tackle. Still on his feet. Finally run out of bounds in the neighborhood of the Steeler 40-yard line. And it was Tony Linhart, the man who kicked off, who finally ran him out of bounds.
I'm surprised he did, because Tony Linhart, with all due respect to his kicking ability, is one of the worst tacklers in the National Football League. He does an Austrian heel lock that's very ineffective.
Well, they spot the ball at the 35. That's where the Steelers will put it in play. Will set their offense when they come out of the huddle. We expect it to be Grossman, 84 at the tight end, Cope, 55, Brown, 79 the tackles, Davis, 57, Mullen, 72 the guards, and Webster, 52 the center. The setbacks are Thornton. Sidney Thornton, number 38, Franco Harris, 32, and there's Thornton. And the Thundering Bull bulls his way up close to the 40-yard line. He's stopped by Freddie Cook, number 72, the defensive left end.
A basic off-tackle play that the Steelers want to try and establish today. They call it a flow 36, with Franco leading on the linebacker, kicking out the defensive end with the pulling guard. And they're going to run Thornton a lot here. They want to see what the Bull can do, want to see if he can establish himself as a key contender for that second spot.
He's running from the halfback position. Franco Harris in the fullback slot. 2nd down, 6. Gain of 4 by Thornton. Bradshaw on the give this time to Franco. Off his own right guard, and he's pushed back as he crosses the 40 to about the 42. Ed Simonini, the middle linebacker, 2nd year out of Texas A&M, is the man who made initial contact and put him down.
Talking with Sam Davis, the Steeler left guard today, he was very concerned about the stunning front 4 of the Baltimore defense. That time, They did go into a stunt. It was a tackle loop, and they penetrated and were effective in stopping the running play.
3rd down and 3. Stallworth splits wide to the left. Swan is at the top of your screen. He's wide to the right. The backs are split. Bradshaw to pass his first of the season. He's got Stallworth. Oh, and it was knocked out of his hand by Lyle Blackwood, the right safety, on a brilliant defensive play in Baltimore territory at about the 42-yard line. Blackwood with a neat defensive play preventing the first down.
Number 44, Blackwood, was not sure he's going to play tonight. He told me he had a bad leg, a thigh bruise. He's a real story. You know, last year Seattle waived him, and he was picked up and made the All-AFC team.
Greg Colquitt, Steelers number 3 draft choice out of Tennessee, punting to Howard Satterwhite. A high short kick at the 20. Satterwhite, 25. Across the 30, a flag is down as he gets to about the 32-yard line. Tackle made by Ray Pinney, 74. Also, number 29 is Ron Johnson, the Steelers' number 1 draft pick out of Eastern Michigan. And let's see if we can get the call here by referee Chuck Eberling.
Generally, it's going to be some kind of a clipping penalty on a punt return, but we'll see what they call.
Well, they've got offsetting penalties. Ineligible man downfield against the Steelers, a clip against the Colts, and so they'll bring it back and kick it again, and that's got to be a break for the Steelers because I don't think that Colquitt got all of that one, Andy, and he's obviously nervous in his first professional appearance.
Well, you know, again, this turf is so irregular and hard. He's probably not as secure in his footing as he'd like to be. They're very high on Colquitt. He's been kicking excellently in training camp. He's a 2-step punter, which is not typical in the National Football League. Most of them are 3 steps, and he gets the ball off a lot quicker than most punters.
I think I said Satterwhite was deep. It's Jeff Logan, the rookie out of Ohio State, number 29, not number 28. Colquitt got that one a little better. Good hang time, driving Logan back to his 12. At the 20, he's down. Pinney again made the first contact and put him down. And so Baltimore will put the ball in place some 11 yards behind where they would have had it had the offsetting penalties not materialized.
That's a great play when the center can get down there and make the tackle. He makes the snap and still gets down in time to make the tackle, and it's the kind of thing I think the Steelers need on the special teams.
Well, you're going to have to watch the special teams with particular interest because the Steelers head coach Chuck Noll was not at all pleased with the play of his special teams unit last year, and a lot of fellas could make this team just on the basis of their special teams play. Bert Jones to McCauley, nothing there. Donnie Shell shutting off the run on the outside. John Banaszak, 76, also in to make the stop for the Steelers.
Sam, the Steelers lined up in a defense they have not shown in 3 years. That was a stack over where they take the linebacker and stack him inside and move the defensive end out over the tight end, head up. And I think it fooled Baltimore. They weren't ready for it. They hadn't seen it from the Steelers in 3 years.
We'll set that Steeler defense in just a moment. Bert Jones, the quarterback, number 7. Roosevelt Leaks, 48, is the fullback. McCauley, 23, is the halfback. 2nd down, 10. This is Leaks to the 25-yard line. Stopped there by Jack Ham, number 59. Here's the Steeler defense. At left end, number 68, L.C. Greenwood. Joe Green, 75, the tackle. Steve Furness, 64, the right tackle. John Banaszak, number 76, starting at right end in place of the injured Dwight White. The linebackers are Jack Ham, 59, Jack Lambert, 58, Lauren Taves, 51. At the corners, Ron Johnson, the rookie, gets the start at left corner. Mel Blount, 47, the right corner. The safeties, Wagner and Shell. 3rd down, 6 for Baltimore at their own 25. Jones is back to pass. Over the middle, he's got a man. It's McCauley. Stopped there by Blount and Taves, but not before he got a Baltimore first down.
The Steelers were in what they call their 2-zone, 5 men short, 2 deep, and the linebackers just took a deep drop, trying to prevent the deep routes, and McCauley, who is Jones's favorite receiver, hooked up just enough for the first down. We could see a lot of that tonight.
Baltimore probably goes to their backs, Andy, as good as anybody in the National Football League with Lydell Mitchell and Don McCauley.
No question about it. Lydell Mitchell has led the league in receiving the last 2 years. Watch a blitz here.
34-yard line. Jones going deep. Back is Johnson, and he broke it out. Pass was intended for number 80, Marshall Johnson. But Ron Johnson got back and broke it up, and that's got to give the Rook a great deal of confidence.
Well, I think so. He was back in good position. I think, however, had Bert Jones not underthrown him, it might have been trouble because he had lost the receiver, and he's looking back a little bit too early. He should know where that receiver is at all times. And had Jones laid it out over the receiver's shoulder, and rather than throwing it inside, as you see the ball come down on the inside, but let's give him credit, huh?
Yeah.
Nice job by Ron
you're
Johnson.
absolutely right. He's going to have a season full of that, I can assure you. Everybody and his mother will be testing Ron Johnson at the left corner. Second down. McCauley picking his way through the line for a couple of yards. Stopped by Lauren Taves, number 51, the linebacker. And Taves and Robin Cole are really waging a fabulous battle for that right linebacker spot. Of course, Cole has a bad back and has been hindered somewhat, but both, when they have been healthy, have just had great training camps, Andy, and that's the spot you used to play, of course.
I just talked to Woody Woodenhopper, the Steelers linebacker coach, and he said that Lauren Taves has had the finest training camp he's had, including his rookie year, which was a phenomenal camp. He's a fine player, and Robin, once he gets his back squared away, he'll be all right.
3rd and 7. Jones to pass again, puts it up. Mel Blount intercept at the 35 to the 40. Flag is down as he crosses midfield. Blount into Baltimore territory, finally knocked out of bounds at the 35, but a flag is down at the Baltimore 45. We'll have to check it out.
The Steelers were in a blitz that time. Lauren Taves got good penetration and put pressure on Jones. Actually hit him as he released the ball. The receiver fell down. You see Jones, number 7, dropping back, being hit just as he throws the ball by Lauren Taves. The receiver breaking. The ball's underthrown. Number 47, Mel Blount, making a good effort to keep his feet and returns it up the sideline. Number 58, Jack Lambert, making a good block there.
Penalty was against Baltimore, refused by the Steelers. First down. Pittsburgh has it at the Baltimore 38. 30 yards on the return by Mel Blount. Franco to the 35. Tripped up there in the field, a little slippery. Ed Simonini making the stop with big John Dutton standing over him. You know, the Steeler offensive line, Andy, has, I think, in some respects been maligned over the years. If not maligned, certainly not given the credit due it. But this year, some of these young men are going to blossom, and they will become household names. Larry Brown, Mike Webster, who everybody in this team believes is the best center in pro football. Not to mention Mullins and Davis, and of course John Cobes, as steady as the Rock of Gibraltar. 2nd down, 9. Swan in the flat. Gets a block. Inside the 30, close to a first down.
That's a play.
Stopped by Simonini again, who's all over the field. That will be a little shy of the first down, I believe.
I'm sorry, Sam. That's a play that the Steelers have been going to more and more as a bread and butter type play. The outside screen, they used it frequently last year to Lynn Swan or John Stallworth. Larry Brown got out there in good time and made the key block.
Front 4 for Baltimore, the sack pack, as they like to call themselves. Cook 72, Barnes 63, Herb Orvis 79, Dutton 78. Here's the pitch on a 3rd and 1 to Franco, trying to cut it in. He didn't make it. They ran him out of bounds. Lyle Blackwood over there with number 31, Nelson Muncy, and they ran him out of bounds shy of the first down.
Great play by Nelson Muncy. I'm sure they were looking for that play. It's one of the Steelers' favorites, and he played it extremely well. Came off the block of Thornton and drove Franco out of bounds.
I believe I said Orvis. Ehrman was not supposed to play, but he's been in there. Joe Ehrman, 76. So the sack pack is intact. No pun intended.
Well, you mentioned the offensive line. I talked to a number of the sack pack. John Dutton in particular, they're very impressed with the Steeler offensive line. In fact, Dutton felt that Cole was one of the best he faces.
Here's Colquitt aiming for the out of bounds, and he kicked it into the end zone, so it'll come out to the Baltimore 20-yard line. They'll put it in play there. The Steelers missing a golden scoring opportunity on the Mel Blount interception. Had it first down at the Baltimore 38, couldn't do a thing. There's a timeout on the field to score. Pittsburgh nothing, Baltimore nothing.
They're very high on the defense. I think they'll really try it out here in the exhibition season and see how it works.
1st and 15. And the give to Leaks, getting back almost to 5 that he lost on the penalty in the neighborhood of the 19-yard line. Stopped by Dave Purifoy, 73, who's also in the lineup.
Steelers want to do some blitzing on first down against Baltimore. Last year when Baltimore beat Pittsburgh in the regular season, Baltimore blitzed frequently on first down and was effective in stopping the Steeler running game. The Steelers would like to turn the tables on them and do some early blitzing on first down.
Purifoy in there at tackle instead of Steve Furness. Third down, a passing situation for Bert Jones, a scoreless game here at Memorial Stadium. He's got good protection. Arches it toward Ron Johnson's corner, and he got turned around, but the pass was off target as the intended receiver, Marshall Johnson, never saw it coming.
Ron Johnson had established excellent position, was right in the way. You know, we have the new situation now where you cannot jam after 5 yards. We'll be talking more about that during the game. It puts a lot of pressure on those defensive backs they never had before. And Coach Knoll felt that Ron Johnson has shown tremendous ability learning the techniques that are going to be necessary to play that way. And he's got the quickness. They're talking about using angles, and they must cut off the receiver and get in his way and force it almost like a charging foul in basketball. Get in the receiver's way.
3rd and 11 for Jones. Randy Burke is split wide to the left, Johnson to the bottom of your screen and to the right. Here's Jones to pass it again. It's deflected at the line of scrimmage. Somebody got a hand on it. Might have been Beasley, 65. Green was there, so was Banaszak. And so the Baltimore Colts will have to kick for the first time of the game. And number 49, David Lee, their veteran punter. 13th year now for Mr. Lee. And he will kick it away. Nat Terry, number 41. And Jim Smith, number 86, who also is having a great camp. In fact, Chuck Noll had a lot of nice things to say about the second-year pro out of Michigan today, Andy.
He sure did. And we can see in our monitor here, Sam, that Joe Green was the man that slapped that ball down. Big play.
Terry on the far side, Smith on the near side. Lee, a short kick, a wobbly kick at midfield. Takes a Baltimore bounce to the 45, and it's killed there by number 59, Mike Woods, the rookie linebacker out of Cincinnati. So the Steelers have it in excellent field position again. There's a timeout on the field. The score is still Pittsburgh nothing, Baltimore nothing. We still have 7 minutes and 47 seconds of playing time left in a scoreless first quarter. The Steelers, for the second time in the ball game, have excellent field position. They are at their own 46-yard line. Doug Nettles in at cornerback, number 30, replacing Norm Thompson. That's the left cornerback for Baltimore.
Sam, we see a sign here with reference to Lydell Mitchell, who is unsigned for the Colts, and the fans are saying, pay Lydell.
It's an interesting story, and if time permits, we'll talk more about that as the night goes on. He has not reported to training camp. Here's Bradshaw, play action. Now he passes to Thornton, juggles the football, hangs on as he crosses midfield. Nettles is the man who made the stop on him, but good juggling act there by Sidney the Thundering Bull Thornton. Good concentration, too, as he hung on to the ball.
See an end zone shot of Bradshaw, number 12, dropping back, going to his secondary receiver, Thornton, who lost his concentration temporarily there, but comes up with the ball on a good second effort.
2nd down, 6. They spot the ball at the Baltimore 48-yard line. Split backs. Harris and Thornton. Swan and Stallworth split to the same side. Now Thornton goes weak side, trying to get outside. First down, the Thundering Bull carries a tackler out of bounds. It's Simonini, but not before he got the Pittsburgh first down, I believe.
Hey, Sidney showed me something there. He put a little move on Bruce Laird, who's an excellent defensive safety for Baltimore. Bruce had him dead for no gain, and he gave him a little dip into the inside and broke outside and showed me a little bit more maneuverability and speed than I thought he had.
A lot of interesting things have happened to the Baltimore Colts and Pittsburgh Steelers in the last two encounters here during the regular season or the playoff season. You remember what Pittsburgh did to Baltimore a couple of years in the playoffs, Andy, of course, when they obliterated Baltimore. And the Colts got some revenge here last year, winning 31-21 on this very same field. Bradshaw back to pass on first down. He avoids the rush. Scrambles. Inside the 30, another Steeler first down, and Bradshaw is hurt. Dan White is the man who made the stop, and Bradshaw is hurt.
Take a look at this from the end zone. Bradshaw dropping back, getting excellent protection, sees his opening up the middle. Ehrman coming in late. Terry's a good runner with a lot of speed. Breaks up through the secondary. Ehrman pursuing him from behind. And he's hit pretty good in the head by Stan White, who came in and looks like he went to Terry's head. Terry is down on the field. Hopefully it's not a neck injury
Trainer
or
Ralph,
anything serious.
Ralph Berlin, you see facing the camera, Bob Miley with his back to us. My, oh my, I can see people back home saying, not again.
They're probably saying, don't run during an exhibition game.
Here it is again, Andy.
We'll see it coming out of the left of our screen. Stan White, number 53, will reach out and collar Bradshaw after he evades the tackle here. They're coming in, this number 53 right there, grabbing him around the head and spinning him. And as he goes down, he could have jammed his neck into the turf, which is, of course, Bradshaw has had that happen to him before.
Boy, he fell awkwardly. You could see the position he's in right there with the ball cradled around his waistband. Well, we have the moment. The Pittsburgh Steelers Football Club has approved the selection of announcers for this telecast, and the announcers are employed by WIIC-TV. Bradshaw being helped off the field by Ralph Berlin.
You know what it looks like, Sam? It looks like he's got a broken nose. There's blood all over his pants.
My goodness.
Probably what happened is Stan White, who's a good, clean player, one of the better linebackers in the league, got his hand in the face mask, and when he whipped him around, it might have broken his nose or given him a severe scratch, which caused the bleeding.
Well, Cliff Stout, the second-year pro out of Youngstown State, has replaced Bradshaw, and if it's got to be an injury, Andy, a broken nose is probably a blessing in disguise.
That's right. It's ironic because I talked to Bradshaw before the game. He said, the one thing I want to do is get in there for one quarter and get out and not get hurt.
Franco running with the football, picking up sizable yardage, 8 to be exact. Darrell Luce, the linebacker, is the man who made the stop. It'll be second down and about 2 yards to go at the Baltimore 20.5-yard line. John Hicks, number 61, has replaced Moon Mullins at guard, so the front offensive line of the Steelers reads Grossman, Kolb, Davis, Webster, Hicks, Brown. And you're going to like John Hicks. The man has worlds of talent.
Coach Noll was telling us that he likes his strength. He's got good upper body strength, a little bit different type of guard than we have usually.
Thornton stumbles and falls, a fumble, and I believe Baltimore's got it. Nope, they say the play was dead. You see Chuck Everling, the referee, number 46, standing over the football and motioning in the direction the Steelers are advancing. So Pittsburgh maintains possession of the ball. Bruce Laird is the man who made the stop there.
Steelers ball, 3rd down and 2. Ball up at the 21.
3rd down. Pittsburgh at the Baltimore 20-yard line. Double tight end situation. Backs in tight. Franco goes outside. And White again makes the stop, and the Steelers again fail to get the first down. Franco Harris twice has gone outside on 3rd and short, and twice has failed to get the first down.
You know, just a superb play by Stan White, who, as I said earlier, is one of the better linebackers in the league. Last year, he led the league in sacks for linebackers and also for interceptions, so he's probably one of the more underrated linebackers. He played off Sidney Thornton's block beautifully and made a big play.
Out of a Mike Kruzik hold, Roy Gerela will attempt from the 30-yard line. It'll be a kick of 40 yards. Kruzik replacing Bobby Walden as the holder. And it's blocked. John Henderson, number 20, got a hand on it. And so the Steelers' second scoring opportunity of the night has gone awry.
John Henderson came from the outside to the Steeler right. We'll take a look at this on an instant replay. He came around the outside. Now, normally that's not possible. Robin Cole did his job properly, and Henderson must have tremendous speed to come around the outside Robin must protect that inside, and you can see him doing that.
There's a timeout on the field. The score is still Pittsburgh nothing, Baltimore nothing.
Instant replay during the timeout. I think we blew it, Sam. It looked as though Mike Barnes, number 63, blocked that. So it looked as though Gerela may have kicked it a little bit low.
Baltimore puts it in play at their own 22-yard line. Bert Jones, the quarterback. On first down, throws it out in the flat. Marshall Johnson at the 32, and Johnson, Ron Johnson that is, the Steelers' top draft choice, throws him to the ground with the help of Mike Wagner. But that will be very close to a Baltimore first down.
The Steelers go into a blitz off their stack over, and it's very effective. He got that ball off immediately on the quick pitch out to number 80 here. A good tackle by Ryan Johnson. They think he's an excellent tackler against the run.
Second down and 1. High formation. Leaks lining up in front of McCauley. The second man gets the ball, and McCauley may have the first down. Just smacking into the center of the pile. L.C. Greenwood, Joe Green, Fred Anderson, number 69, the rookie out of Prairie View A&M, along with Willie Fry, number 2 draft choice from Notre Dame. Fry wears 62, and Anderson wears 69. They are both in the lineup for the Steelers at the moment. Fry playing the right defensive end, Anderson the left defensive end. You'll want to watch them. Baltimore first down. Andy, go ahead.
Bert Jones must have picked up that blitz because he just read that too quickly and got that ball away before he...
Well, there was nothing there. Anderson was the man who made the stop, along with Ham and Donnie Shell. We got a good report on Bradshaw. From the field, they report that Bradshaw has just a bloody nose. His injury is not believed serious, so it may not even be a broken nose, as Andy had conjectured earlier, simply a bloody nose. Steve Furness, 64, is in the lineup. So it's Green, Furness, Fry, and Anderson up front. Chuck Noll really juggling the troops, and we're going to see all 72 of them tonight, I can assure you. At least those who are dressed. Jones back to pass on 2nd and 9. Diving catch made out in the flat by Don McCauley. That'll be shy of a first down. Blount had coverage over there, number 47. And here's another look at the catch, a diving one by Don McCauley.
Jones again catching the Steelers in their 5-man short zone. The Steeler linebackers are just deep, and it's pinched off here by Lauren Taves, number 51, and Mel Blount, number 47, coming up. That's the type of thing the Steelers want to give them, really. They on that zone, they must drop deep, keep everything in front of them.
I don't know if we can get a shot on it, but Bradshaw sitting on his helmet over in the neighborhood of the 40-yard line, so he's obviously not injured seriously, and that's great news. Here's a third down situation for Bert Jones, about 4. Good protection again. He's got Johnson over the middle at the 38-yard line. He's finally brought down, but not before he got a Baltimore first down. Lambert is the man who made the stop, but he found the seam very neatly, didn't he?
He sure did. I think Jones, number 7, dropping back, getting the ball there in a real hurry, but he really didn't need to because he was wide open. And Ron Johnson having difficulty with the new jam rule. He was giving the man way too much room, keeping the receiver in front of him, which of course is good. But this new jam rule is going to really take its toll on defensive backs. Very difficult to play.
Ricky Thompson, number 88, is split wide to the left in the top of your picture. Johnson to the bottom of your screen. The pitch is to McCauley. And he's upended as he gets near the 35-yard line. Jack Ham, 59, there to make the stop. And Jack Ham is the proud possessor of a brand-new contract as of about 10 days or 2 weeks ago, and a contract that people are conjecturing puts him way, way, way up in the higher echelons of pro football, Andy, and a well-deserved contract.
Well, I've always said I think he's the best football player in the National Football League, better than O.J., better than, as for his position. Last year he got more votes for All-Pro than any other player in the National Football League.
Well, he's being paid for it this year, right? Here's the give now to Leaks, who slips in his own backfield on the mud here in the pig lot at Memorial Stadium. Steve Furness there to make the tackle secure, along with Robin Cole, who's into the game. As we near the end of the first quarter, the clock ticking off the final couple of seconds, and we will not get another play off here. So we have completed one quarter here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. It's a scoreless tie between the Steelers and Baltimore Colts. The Baltimore cheerleaders along the sidelines As the Colts are now faced with a 3rd down and 7 situation. They have the ball at the Pittsburgh 35-yard line. We're just starting play here in the 2nd quarter. Jack Lambert has been over conferring with the defensive coordinator George Perlis. See what Bert Jones calls here to keep the drive alive. He splits Ricky Thompson to the bottom of your screen and Marshall Johnson, number 80, to the top. Leaks and McCauley still the setbacks. Rolling out to his right, Green in pursuit. Jones lets it fly and over his intended receiver, but I believe there is a flag down, or is it just the official's hat marking?
It's marking the fact.
Yes.
It's marking the fact that Ron Johnson funneled Marshall out of bounds, so that therefore he was not a valid receiver.
So Johnson doing the job here in his first professional contact, and there you see Bradshaw being helped to the Steeler dressing room, I presume. Well, he looks a little bit more hurt to me than we have been led to believe. Nat Terry is back. David Lee angling the ball out of bounds, and he see where they walk it off somewhere between the 15 and 20-yard line.
The Steelers nearly blocked that one, Sam. Doug Becker from Notre Dame, one of their captains last year, broke free, and they're very high on him as a good special teams player. And another step, and he had a blocked punt.
Penalty against the Baltimore Colts here. Let's see whether the Steelers elect to have them kick it again or not. I don't believe they will. The offensive unit is coming on the field, not give David Lee a chance to put it out inside the 10. The Steelers content to take the football at the 15-yard line. It's a scoreless game here in Baltimore. A legal man downfield for the kicking team, as indicated there by referee Chuck Heberling, so the Steelers will put it in play at their own 15. Cliff Stout, second-year pro out of Youngstown State, is the quarterback.
Cliff Stout has not seen much action. He played in only 1 quarter of 1 exhibition game last year. However, the Steelers feel that he's had an excellent camp and can be a real fine backup man for Kruzik.
Jimmy Smith, number 86, is one wide receiver. Bradshaw's walking around the track. He's gone around behind the goalposts, and he's being helped around the outskirts of the playing field here at Memorial Stadium. He has yet to go to the Steeler dressing room. And the give is to Thornton. Loses the football. Baltimore's got it at the 20-yard line. Sanders Stiver, the linebacker, 54, makes the fumble recovery, and Sidney Thornton has fumbled for the 2nd time in this game. That one, Andy, just seemed to hop out of his hand.
Oh, that's a real shame, because nobody was near him when he fumbled, and it was just a terrific block by Larry Brown. He drove his man 6 or 7 yards downfield. It was an easy 7 or 8 yard gain. You see Sidney moving outside. I think we'll see him lose the ball really before he's hit. There it comes loose. But you can see that Randy Grossman drove Shivers downfield at least 9 yards.
Back live. The pitch is to McCauley on a Baltimore first down. He's inside the 15 to about the 13-yard line. Hit there first by Robin Cole, number 56.
I might add, this is where McCauley is most dangerous. He's the leading touchdown man for Baltimore last year, and they like him down at the goal line. They like to throw to him, so we might think that Bert Jones will go to McCauley in this situation.
Again, it's Thompson coming to the near side. Marshall Johnson to the top of your screen. McCauley and Leaks still the setbacks. Here's the blitz by Cole. The give is to Roosevelt. Leaks inside the 10 to about the 9-yard line. And he's stacked up by Dave Purifoy, number 73 for the Steelers, who was, of course, picked up during the college draft, as the Steelers gave up a 5th-round draft choice to the Green Bay Packers. Purifoy at 6'1", 260, a man of immense strength.
You know, I really don't think he's 6'1", Sam. That's what they list him at, but I saw him today in the locker room. He looked more like about 5'10". Maybe it's because he's so immense width-wise.
A little bit like Curly Culp. Reese McCall, the Colts' #1 draft choice, in double tight end situation. Leaks gets the first down, I believe. Lambert hit him, but not before Roosevelt Leaks got the Baltimore first down at about the 7.5-yard line.
Lambert is all over that field tonight. I think he's been in on about 10 or 12 tackles, 5 or 6 by himself, moving down the line. He just can't quite get enough square hit on him, and Leaks falls forward for the first down.
So Baltimore has it, first down and goal to go. The best scoring opportunity of the night is a scoreless game. 12:55 to go, second quarter. McCauley. Oh, fumble in the middle of a pack, and I believe the Steelers have it. They say they do. Yes, they do. L.C. Greenwood. McCauley is a man who fumbled. I don't know whether Greenwood hit him or came up with a football. He stripped him of the ball, and I never did see who got it.
Number 68, Greenwood, coming down, making good penetration, wrapping McCauley, 23, the running back, up. We can't, there the ball comes loose below the pile. No one has seen it as yet.
Well, we've had a penalty called against the Steelers here. Baltimore maintains possession of the football, so it's a moot point who recovered it. So the Colts maintain possession. They have a first down and goal at the 5, and I regret to tell you I didn't hear the call. But it was obviously against the Steelers. The fortunes of the game. Penalty marker is down, a yard perhaps for McCauley. Lambert stopped him again. And as Andy indicated, Lambert is all over the playing field. Offside, Pittsburgh. Wow. Reese McCall comes back into the game. He, as I mentioned, is their #1 choice out of Auburn. And they got him and traded Raymond Chester to Oakland. Back to Oakland from where he came, Andy. That surprised you a little bit, didn't it?
It surprised me a lot, Sam, because I frankly thought that Raymond Chester was in the very top of the bracket and as tight ends in the league, maybe in the top 5. I talked to a number of the Colts before the game. They say they're really missing him. They're missing his leadership, and they're obviously missing his ability. But they have high hopes for Reese.
Second down, 2. Leaks outside, touchdown. There it is, the first score of the night. Roosevelt Leaks going outside from 2 yards away, beating the safety Tony Dungy, and Baltimore's on the board first.
Take a look at this on the instant replay. The play was designed to go up inside. Leaks makes a good, number 48, a good break to the outside. Now Mel Blount is pinned inside, and Tony Dungy's a little late on his scrape to the outside. It's just a matter of sprinting into the end zone.
Bill Troop will hold here on the extra point attempt by Tony Linhart. That's blocked. L.C. Greenwood and Wentford Gaines were both in there. A flag is down. In fact, there are 3 of them down to be exact. And maybe that's why it was blocked, Andy.
I'm afraid that we jumped off sides. You know, they are easier to block when you jump off
yes,
sides.
I guess that's true. Well, as we suspected, it was offside Pittsburgh. What do you got to lose on an extra point, huh? Take your best shot.
You've got to get off the absolute quick jump, and if you go offside, it's not going to hurt you.
So we'll go it again. Wentford Gaines also in there. Nice to see him in uniform. He was waived injured all of last year. Placement, this one is up and good. And so after the second Sidney Thornton fumble of the ball game, the Baltimore Colts take it on in for the first score of the night. They lead here 7-0. Roosevelt Leaks going in from 2 yards out. Linhart converting. And Baltimore now set to kick off to the Steelers.
Steelers are doing what they did the last game they played here. They had 6 turnovers, which killed them. They actually had more yards than Baltimore in that 31-21 loss. But here they are with 2 major turnovers early in the game, and it's hurting them.
And Linhart approaches the football and gets it away. Ron Scott at the 40, 35-40 now, 45, midfield, and foot race is on. Still on his feet. Touchdown, Steelers! What a fabulous return by Ron Scott. The rookie free agent out of North Carolina A&T. He is electrified the crowd here in Baltimore.
Oh, absolutely incredible run. He ran right over a tackler who could have easily knocked him out of bounds. Good, you know, Chuck Noll is very high on this young man, number 33. He gets good blocking here, but watch him right here run right over a man. You don't see his number, Mike Woods, who incidentally Baltimore is extremely high on. He keeps his feet, stays in bounds. Number 30 thinks he's been tackled. Incredible.
Nelson
Absolutely
Muncie
incredible.
gave up on the play.
I don't think Nelson Muncie could believe it.
I don't think I can believe it. I said Muncie, and it was Doug Nettles, number 30, who gave up on the play. Gerela's extra point attempt is blocked.
It looked as though he just kicked it extremely low, and Roy is pointing at the ground.
So there's a timeout on the field, and the score is now Baltimore 7 and Pittsburgh 6. Off return by Ron Scott covered 87 yards, and the youngster, as I mentioned, is a free agent out of North Carolina A&T, and he has gone a long way, Andy, in making his football team on his first possession. Not a bad way to break in.
You may recall in our meeting with Chuck Noll earlier today, Sam, where he said that Ron Scott was one of the best-looking prospects in camp, that he has a great picking ability. He knows how to hit a hole, knows how to do it. He's a 4'8", 40 man, but he's 4'8" from the first step on.
Jeff Logan is the center man on the deep receiving team here for the Baltimore Colts, and he will field the ball at about his own 10-yard line. Looking for a hole. He breaks it into the open and finally brought down at the 37-yard line.
Doug Becker making the tackle from Notre Dame coming in. They're very high on Becker. He's a good special team man. In fact, he's going to have to make the squad if he does on his special team prowess.
I was going to say the plan now is to carry 5 linebackers, and Becker, unfortunately, is the 6th at this moment, and as Andy indicated, he's going to have to make it on the special teams play.
I think the Steelers have the 5 best linebackers in the league, and of course, I'm a little bit prejudiced about that, but they have 5 excellent linebackers.
Ron Lee, the West Virginia lad, now in at fullback for Baltimore as Jones goes back to pass on first down. Oh, great catch there by Ricky Thompson over the outstretched arms, and they rule it out of bounds. It was thrown over the head of Mel Blount. Tony Dungy and Blount were both back to defend. Great catch by Thompson, but they rule it out of bounds.
Number 7, Bert Jones dropping back. It's very difficult to see the sideline because it's been obscured by the rain. Mel Blount back there with Tony Dungy, 21, coming over. Frankly, it looked as though he was into me, but
I would say that was putting it mildly.
I would say we were fairly fortunate.
He could have gotten 5 feet down instead of just the required 2. Incidentally, we have received word that Terry Bradshaw has been taken to Union Memorial Hospital for x-rays of his nose. So they don't know for sure whether it's a broken nose or not. All they know now is that it's a bloody nose. And hopefully it won't be any more serious than that. Bradshaw has been taken to the hospital for x-rays of his nose. 2nd down, Baltimore at their own 38. And the give is to McCauley again as he gets close to the 40-yard line. Tom Beasley, number 65, made first contact. Give him a gain of 2 on the play. 3rd down and 8. 7-6 Baltimore. All the scoring coming here in the first 4 minutes of the second quarter. Roosevelt leaks on a 2-yard run after a Steeler fumble. The conversion was good. And then on the ensuing kickoff, rookie Ron Scott took it back 87 yards for the Steelers. Gerela's extra point was blocked. There's a timeout on the field at 7-6. Andy, what do you like so far? What don't you like so far?
Well, what I don't like are the turnovers, but, you know, those things are going to happen, particularly by hard running backs. You know, I used to joke that I was a fullback in college, Sam, and I never fumbled because I didn't make any yards either. But I think it's time for a timeout.
We'll be back. The score, Baltimore 7, Pittsburgh 6.
I'm going up.
I'm going down.
I'm going bananas.
You're the one.
On your marks, get set, go bananas!
Best in the league. Led the league 2 years ago in sacks. Fred Cook was their #1 sacker last year with 9. And John Dutton is a perennial All-Pro. They've got a very good defensive line.
26, Mike Rhodes, or rather Bradley Wagner, is split wide to the left. Jim Smith to the right. Delaplane cutting back against the grain. Turns it upfield, gets the first down, I believe. Pretty close to it anyway. No, he's going to be about a yard shy. Stan White made the stop. Delaplane cut it back and tried to get enough yardage for the first down, but he'll be about a yard shy.
That may have been a situation where Delaplane was a little bit in a hurry. He's got a lot of people out there to protect you. You can see the Steeler wave of linemen moving out, and he cuts back, I think, a little bit prematurely. It's easy to second guess from up here because you can't see what it looks like down there.
4th down and Colquitt, his 3rd punt of the night. Short kick. Not very good hang time either. Logan, the fair catch at about his own 31-yard line. And so that was probably the worst of Colquitt's 3 punts tonight. Gives Baltimore fairly good field position now at their own 30-yard line. And let's see if Bert Jones comes out for another series. He does indeed. I guess Ted Marchibroda plans on going with his first unit basically for the entire first half. And while we're talking about Ted Marchibroda, he's still got a lot of family back in Franklin, Pennsylvania, that I'm sure are watching this football game tonight, and we're glad to have you with us.
Well, he's the winningest coach in Baltimore history, and I think that goes a long way because Weeb Eubank obviously was a great one.
From his own 30. Give us to McCauley outside. He's got some blocking out there. Gets near the 37-yard line. He's run out of bounds by Wentford Gaines, who has replaced Ron Johnson at left cornerback. And Gaines and Johnson will wage a bitter battle, I'm sure, right down to the start of the regular season. Nat Terry will have a few words to say about it, and so will Larry Anderson. There are 4 young men competing for the spot vacated by J.T. Thomas. And J.T., if you're watching back home, we miss you, old buddy.
Yeah, they've got to miss J.T. He's got, he was always a leader, a great player, and I think an inspirational kind of guy. It's going to hurt to not have him out there.
8:40 to go second quarter. Baltimore leads it 7-6. McCauley and Ron Lee are the setbacks. And it's McCauley again, trying to cut it back upfield. Robin Cole trailing the play. Willie Fry also was trailing the play, never quite got there, number 62. Ham came up to stop it along with Mike Wagner as they unfile. So it's 3rd down Baltimore, and they'll have a couple of yards to go to keep this drive alive. And I don't know what we expected, but it's been a rather defensively oriented football game here in the first half. Really only one electrifying play or one outstanding offensive play, and that was the kickoff return by Ronnie Scott. Other than that, it's been turnovers and conservative play. Here's Jones back to pass. Lee has it, brought down at the 41-yard line with Robin Cole hanging all over it. But it will be good enough for the first down. A neat catch by the former West Virginia star Ron Lee.
Number 7 dropping back, Jones. The Steelers were in a man-for-man coverage with Jack Lambert taking the tight end inside and Robin Cole moving on the outside to cover Lee. He hits him a little bit late. He didn't have the tight position he would have liked to have had. He almost dislodges the ball, but Lee, with excellent concentration, brings it in.
John Banaszak and Joe Green are playing the tackle, so Banaszak has actually played 3 positions in this game. He's played both defensive ends. Now he's at right tackle. First down. Jones, the home run ball. Intended for Johnson, and Gaines got his hand on it. Gaines played it beautifully. Pass was intended for Marshall Johnson, and Wentford Gaines had him stride for stride. In fact, was probably in a better position to catch the ball.
Oh, he certainly was, Sam. It looked like Marshall Johnson was covering Wentford Gaines. Mumble played that superbly. That was a great play. And, of course, he was playing the takeoff, and he was deeper. One of the things the Steelers are making very strong efforts this year is to reduce the bombs. Last year they gave up 105 more points than they did the previous year when we set the record of a 138.
And as Andy pointed out, the problem was getting beat with the long touchdown pass. McCauley trying to weasel his way in for a couple of yards. So Baltimore now will be faced with a third down situation. And that was held to no gain almost. Banaszak is the man who made the stop, along with Jack Lambert, who's gone the entire first half here at middle linebacker. A moving clock, 6:40 to go. Incidentally, Andy Russell's halftime guest live here from Memorial Stadium will be the incomparable John Unitas, the former Baltimore Colt great who does some broadcasting for the Colts, works for the Colts organization. I think still works for CBS, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's still working with CBS, and I think we should have an interesting interview. He's got some interesting things to say about the new rules.
All alone at the 38-yard line, completely uncovered. Wentford Gaines made the stop on Marshall Johnson, but he was all alone, and Jones put it right on target.
Marshall Johnson drove Gaines off. Gaines keeping his cushion, making sure everything is happening in front of him. We don't want to give up the bomb, and you can see Gaines coming in, moving in late, making the stop.
Well, Jones has thrown the ball particularly well. We don't really have any statistics to give you thus far, but he has thrown it quite well here in the first half. McCauley, nothing there. Tony Dungy came in to shut it off cold, along with Willie Fry, 62, the rookie out of Notre Dame, and another flag is down.
Also Willie Fry and Joe Green. A flag on the play.
Steelers were in their first down blitz, which is something they haven't shown very much in the past. And it obviously worked very well. But unfortunately, we had a holding penalty, which is now being marched off against the Steelers.
Yeah, I think it's a personal foul, Andy, and they're walking it all the way back, all the way down, in fact, to the Steeler 24-yard line, a 15-yarder. I don't believe the referees' mics are working tonight. They had experimented with it before game time and hoped to have it. But obviously you're not getting it, so we don't have it.
Yeah, you're right, Sam. It is a personal foul. Apparently somebody came in and speared the running back a little bit too late. Sometimes overenthusiasm will cause that type of thing, and it really hurts.
At the 24-yard line, Baltimore has the first down, already leading 7-6, 5.5 minutes to go first half. Ron Lee, picking his way through the line, is caved in at about the 21. Tony Dungy again, the free agent out of Minnesota who made this club last year. Young man who played college ball quarterback and made the club as a safety after trying out at wide receiver. He's just a real bright kid, and the Steelers love his smarts. I guess it's the easiest way to put it, Andy.
Well, you know, he's also gained 10 pounds in this offseason by lifting weights. He said he was a lot stronger than he was last year. And as you said, he's very bright. They like him a lot. I think he's going to be an excellent backup defensive back.
That's Baltimore's #1 draft choice this year, Reese McCall, 6'6", 233 out of Auburn. Mac Alston is in there now, number 83. Jones on the gift to McCauley. Boy, he cuts it up beautifully, doesn't he? Here, the first down at about the 16. Mel Blount had to come in to make the tackle, but he really cut it upfield nice. He has not got great time either. I bet McCauley doesn't run anything better than a 4.8 or 4.9 40, but he really picks his spots nicely.
He's a good professional runner. I think in that instance, Robin Cole should have closed it, forcing it to spill outside. And his key was the onside guard blocking down, which means close. And he did not do that, and consequently let him inside.
Double tight end situation on 3rd down and 2. Jimmy Kennedy, 85, in there along with Mac Alston. Lee got it, didn't go anywhere with it. Tried to dive for the first down, but he didn't get it. Banaszak, Green there to stuff him good right at the 15-yard line. Willie Fry getting off the bottom of the pile, and the Baltimore fans exhorting their heroes to go for it. But I think Marchagota wants the 3. Linhart coming on the field.
I think it's a wise decision, but excellent play by John Banaszak. The key to short yardage defense is getting penetration. You must get in that backfield, take your gaps. It's a very difficult technique, and the Steeler defensive line just beat Baltimore's offensive line off the ball in that case.
It'll be an attempt at 32 yards. Troop holding from the 22-yard line. Placement, the kick by Linhart is up. It is perfect. A 32-yard field goal by Tony Linhart. And so there's a timeout on the field. The score is now Baltimore 10, Pittsburgh 6. Well, we have a moment here in Baltimore. Our thanks in advance to our spotters who have done extremely well in the face of adversity. Roy Ricks and Paul Bernhardt, who have been with us through the drips, through the plastic roof. But we'll make it, folks. Hang in there. With Andy Russell, this is Sam Nover at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. Tony Linhart about to kick off. 10-6, the Colts lead it. Larry Anderson, the man in the middle. On the near side is Ron Scott. The last time he touched the ball, he took it 87 yards, and he's got it again. He slips this time and goes down. 25, 30, a marker is down as he reaches the 30-yard line. John Henderson is a man who stopped him. Well, you can't take it back all the way every time, Ronnie. Don't be disappointed.
I think the officials are confused. It's very difficult to see that sideline over there. And it looked to me as though when he slipped right out of bounds. But he got up and
Clipping call against the Steelers, the preliminary signal from Chuck Heberling. And so they'll have to walk off 15 and put the Steelers deep in the hole again, somewhere in the neighborhood of their own 15-yard line. Another couple of bookends for you. Billy Fry is a man who was guilty of clipping from the 13-yard line. Stout will put the Steelers in play. He's got Harrison and Delaplane as his setbacks. 46 is Harrison. Stout over the middle. Oh, and all over Jimmy Smith was Doug Nettles, and 3 flags are down. Anybody could have called that one. Smith was triple teamed, but Nettles came right over his backside. It'll be pass interference and automatic first down at the Steelers 24-yard line. We should get another look at this one.
Appreciate Nettles' frustration on that. He drove on the takeaway zone, and Kruzik just held up slightly on the ball, and consequently it was pass interference.
Another kid who's having a great camp is Jimmy Smith, 86. He was the intended receiver. First down, Steelers at their own 24. Cliff Stout, the quarterback. Handoff to, let's see, Ron Scott, I believe, was the ball carrier. He took it up to the 30-yard line, so Scott running from scrimmage for the first time. Picks up about 5. He and Harrison are alternating at the fullback position, bringing in plays, I would surmise, Andy, from Chuck Noll. Simonini is the man who made the stop. Second down, 5. 10-6 Baltimore. We're under 3 minutes to play here in the second quarter. Bradley Wagner split wide to the left. Smith to the right. You can just see him at the bottom of your screen. A quick out to Smith. He's got it. First down, Pittsburgh at the Baltimore 37-yard line. And Stout moving the ball club now. I'd like to get another play here before the 2-minute warning. Doug Nettles, number 30, is the man who had coverage and made the stop. Again, I remind you that Andy will be visiting with Johnny Unitas, the great Hall of Famer, former Baltimore Colts quarterback, at halftime, so I hope you'll stick around for that. Scott again, picking his way up to the 40-yard line. John Dutton, 78, is the man who made the stop, and the halftime will come here with the Steelers at the 40-yard line, a second down situation. And we have the 2-minute warning now to both sides. Here's the 2-minute drills of the Steelers. John Hicks is in there playing one of the offensive guards along with Steve Corson, 77. Second down, Stout back to pass. Good protection. He's got Grossman, but he underthrew it.
Grossman to move in, and Randy slipped in the turf.
Both receivers set to the right. Wagner and Smith. The rush is on. Stout shakes free. Now he's going to run for the first down. Oh, and he met head-on with Stan White, and White went down, but he prevented Cliff Stout from getting the first down. White is only 6'1", 224 out of Ohio State, his 7-year pro. And I say only because Stout is 6'4", 220.
In fact, Stout showed up, I think, this year at 235.
Heavier than that, yeah.
And he may be down at 220 now, but they were a little bit concerned because he was really too big at one time.
So it's fourth down. Colquitt back to kick it away. Bad kick again by Craig. Fair catch on the far side. Fumbled! Steelers have it, I believe. It was fumbled by Jeff Logan, number 29. And recovered by whom? Fred Anderson? Maybe. Satterwhite is the man who fumbled it in front of Logan, number 28 and not 29. Howard Satterwhite fumbles the ball. Beasley, 65, recovers. Now we got it straight. Hey, it's the first game for all of us. We're all making mistakes. Don't worry about it. So a great opportunity for Pittsburgh at the Baltimore 28. Stout play action. For Jimmy Smith, underthrown, almost intercepted. Badly thrown again by Stout. Nettles was there, and he really had a better shot at the football. You just can't lay it up when you throw it out in the flat like that.
Well, he didn't mean to. I noticed he looked at his hand. Apparently the ball is wet. It obviously slipped. He lofted it out there. I'm sure he didn't intend to. We were very fortunate that ball was not intercepted. As you said, Nettles was there. I noticed immediately that Stout looked down at his hand, and it looked as though he was complaining that there was something wrong with the grip.
Second down 10. Steelers have the ball at the Baltimore 28-yard line. 1:33 to go first half. Colts lead at 10-6. Smith and Wagner, the wide receivers. And the give. Fake. No, he did give it to Ronnie Scott, and he didn't fool John Dutton, 78, who played the run as well as you could play it.
I had told John Dutton before the game that the Steeler offensive line felt a lot fresher this year. You know, they have a new coach this year, and with all due respect to Dan Radakovich, he used to work them awfully hard. They felt that their legs weren't under him, and Cole was gloating about having his strength, much to Dutton's concern.
A fifth defensive back, Lloyd Mumford, number 42, has come on for Baltimore. Stout stepping up in the pocket, looking for a receiver, runs again. He's got some daylight. And they throw him out of bounds on the far side. Let's see whether he got the first down. You bet he did. He's near the 10-yard line. Sanders shy half a foot.
You know, I asked Lambert about that, and he said, I'm just going to get to him within 5 yards.
First down at the Baltimore 10. Delaplane. He's got some blockers. Tripped up. Dives to about. Well, I can't tell from here. I would think he got to about the 6-yard line. Sanders, Shiver, and Bruce Laird are the men who made the stop.
Reggie Harrison, number 46, blocking on number 56, Ed Simonini. Delaplane does a good job in keeping his feet here and trying to get out of bounds to stop that clock.
He gained 3 on the play. Second down 7. The Steelers not only battling the Colts here, but battling the clock from the Baltimore 7-yard line. There's about 36 seconds to play. They have, I think, 1 timeout left. Stout play action. Looking in the end zone, over the middle, Grossman. Great coverage by Simonini. Drags him down at the 6-yard line. Simonini came all the way across the field from his middle linebacker spot. Was not fooled 1 iota.
Again, getting good protection, hitting Randy across, but Simonini had not dropped too deep, and he's right there to make the stop. Excellent play by Simonini.
So the Steelers use their last time out of the half here, you believe, on a platform with nothing but a plastic covering separating us from the rain. But all has worked out, I guess, and the show will go on. Third down, goal to go at the Baltimore 6. Delaplane and Harrison in the setbacks. A good shot there of Cliff Stout of the offensive line. Back to pass. To Harrison. Pulls his way. Touchdown! Into the end zone. Reggie Harrison, playing at about 246 pounds when he came to camp, having slimmed to 233 as of the last week or so, pulled his way into the end zone.
Well, they just gave him too much room there when the defensive men were driven way into the end zone. Reggie, with that kind of steam buildup, is not going to be stopped. There's no way that Craig Nettles is going to keep him out of the end zone.
Out of a Kruzek hold, Gerela will attempt to put the extra point on the board and make it 13-10. His first point was blocked. See what happens here. So the Steelers score with 17 seconds to play in the half. Their second touchdown of the night. The first one came on an 87-yard kickoff return by Ron Scott, the free agent rookie out of North Carolina A&T.
I think the happiest man on the field, Sam, was Cliff Stout. His first professional touchdown pass. He was the first man to get to Reggie Harrison and pick him up.
Well, he threw some bad passes early on, but he certainly redeemed himself. When the going got tough, he ran for the first down that kept the drive alive and then threw for the touchdown pass. Flag is down. Kick is no good. I think it hit the upright, didn't it?
It hit the upright.
Flag is down. Let's see who this penalty is against. It could be against Baltimore. Gerela having all sorts of problems.
Roy looks very disgusted with himself, obviously.
And he's had a great camp, too. Boy, I can hear the cynics back in Pittsburgh saying we should have got a place kicker.
But
they have a rookie in Tom Jurek out of northern Arizona who was slated to kick tonight, but he came up with a muscle pull, and his debut has been postponed, so to speak.
Well, Roy Gerela has been kicking better than he's ever kicked in camp. I asked him about his injuries he's had the last 2 years. He said he's 100%, no problems. I will say this, the kickers, the soccer-style kickers, the sidewinders, have difficulty when the footing is not secure. And Roy is bothered by that mud down there. He can't plant his feet the way he'd like to. It throws him off balance. And I think it psychs him out a little bit. He's much more effective on AstroTurf.
I can see somebody sitting at home listening to what you're saying and saying to themselves, Tony Linhart doesn't seem to have any trouble.
Tony Linhart was kicking down at the other end in the grass.
He was indeed. Well, that's why I said that, so that you could point that out.
Okay.
12-10 Steelers. 17 seconds to go in the half. Gerela puts the ball on the kicking tee at his own 35. In the deep receiving spots for the Baltimore Colts, Logan 29 is in the middle. Howard Stevens 27 on the far side. I believe Stevens will field it. He does. He can't get the handle on it. Picks it up, tries to come up the far sidelines, and is buried.
Howard Stevens is an amazing little guy. You know, he's about 5 feet 5 inches tall, the most positive thinker on the team. All the Colts love the guy.
Ron Johnson was there to make the stop on him. Randy Rudershan, the Pitt rookie, was there. Randy has outside coverage responsibility. We were talking to Chuck Noll about what he will be trying to do with Rudershan. Of course, Randy, if you're a Pitt fan at all, you know that he was just an outstanding special teams player at Pitt. He is the outside man. He wears number 40, coming down on the kickoffs, and he was there, but he wasn't needed. Bill Troop in for the final play here in the first half. Back to pass, number 12. Throws it out here. He's got Marshall Johnson. He gets away from a tackle by Dungy, but he ran out of bounds. 3 seconds to play. The clock is stopped. Baltimore will have one more shot at it. Mike Wagner and Mac Alston having words right below our broadcast location along the sidelines. And those things will happen. Here it is again, Andy.
Marshall Johnson having a big day. Hit by Dungy, knocked out of bounds. Dungy has got the...
Lambert pushing Alston. Wagner and Alston continued to talk, and Lambert walked right up to number 83, Mac Alston, and shoved him. Much like he did to Cliff Harris in Super Bowl 10. Except he jerked Harris to the ground, if you remember that one.
No, the only problem is that Mac Alston is significantly larger than Cliff Harris.
He is indeed. Personal foul against the Steelers. And that's going to give Baltimore's Tony Linhart a shot at a field goal. But more importantly to Jack Lambert, he refuses to allow any of his teammates to get pushed around on a football field, Jack.
Well, you know, Jack's a very emotional guy. You can't argue with his style. I personally think he made a mistake there. They just put him into good field goal range. They were out of field goal range. And if Mike Wagner's having a problem with Mac Alston, you just let him have the problem. They can talk it out later. I don't think Wagner was any danger of being beaten up by Mac Alston.
Linhart's going to get a pretty good shot at it. From the 29-yard line, it'll be a kick of 39 yards. It is up. It is wide to the right. No good.
The rush. So I think the problem has been that Brad, it's very unlikely the Steelers would use him as their punter, but if they had to, it could be a great benefit to have an extra punter like that who could do a good job in case of injury. Speaking of Bradshaw, the
Steelers publicity director Joe Gordon says he is trying to get a report on Terry. If you've just joined us, Bradshaw went out near the end of the first quarter with a bloody nose. He was taken to Union Memorial Hospital for x-rays of that nose, and we have not heard back as to whether the x-rays were positive or negative or whether he's got a break or whatever. Roy Gerela puts the ball on the kicking tee. And we're about set to start the second half of play. Marshall Johnson, number 80, is deep. 12-10, Pittsburgh leads it, starting second half play. It'll be Johnson at his own 5, straight up the middle. And he gets back to about the 25-yard line, stopped there by Brad Carr, number 45, the rookie out of Maryland. And all these rookie linebackers, Becker and Carr, even Cousineau, who is the veteran, have a tough way to go to make this ball club in 1978.
I'll tell you, there's some all-pro linebackers that might have a tough time making this club right now. I don't mean our all-pro linebackers. I mean all-pro linebackers from some other teams would have trouble making.
Bill Troop, number 12, the quarterback. He's a 5-year pro out of South Carolina, 6'5", 216. He replaces Bert Jones here in the second half. And the give, I believe, is to McCauley, stopped by Jack Lambert, the middle linebacker. No, it isn't McCauley. Let's get their running backs. Jeff Logan, number 29, is the ball carrier.
And he was hit hard by
Dennis Winston is the middle linebacker. There you have a good look from behind Logan, 29. Take us a moment or so to get our lineups together. Number 32, Lawrence Watkins, is the other running back. So it's Watkins and Logan behind Bill Troop. We'll set the rest of the offense as we get it. Second down, Baltimore. Second man through is Logan to about the 30-yard line. Stopped there by Banaszak, number 76. Robin Cole, 56.
Steelers are awfully high on Dennis Winston. You know, last year when he filled in for Jack Lambert, he did an excellent job, and they knew he was a hitter, but they weren't sure whether he might be the type of person that would make a lot of mistakes. He did not make those mistakes, and they're very high on him.
Number 84, Randy Burke, is split wide to the left. He was their number 1 draft choice last year. Troop is looking this time for Logan. Overthrows him in the left flat. Robin Cole had coverage over there, but it's a 4th down situation, and so the Colts fail to move the football in their first possession of the second half. And they'll have to kick it away to Nat Terry, 41. He'll be closest to the camera. Jimmy Smith, 86, will be farthest away.
Chuck Noll told us before the game that Jim Smith has probably looked the best of any of the young wide receivers. They think he's just an excellent athlete.
Steve Broussard, number 8, is doing the kicking here. Steelers get a late man on the field. It's Tom Brazoza, number 50. Kick coming down to Smith on the fly at the 35, beg your pardon, at the 40. He's hemmed in and dropped there by Sanders Shiver. He had nowhere to go. Tom Brazoza got on the field late as the 11th man in that punt return team for the Steelers.
You hope that Tom did not forget that he was on the punt team, because
that's a no-no for a rookie. That's a no-no for anybody.
Yeah, that's particularly a no-no for a rookie. It's very possible that someone was hurt and they put in Tom at the last minute.
Mike Kruzik is the quarterback for the Steelers here in the second half, his first appearance. Bradshaw went most of the first quarter. Stout took it from the injury to the end of the quarter and then all of the second quarter. Here's Sid Thornton to about the 42-yard line. Now, Thornton played at the halfback spot with Franco in the first quarter. He is now running out of the fullback spot. Jack Delaplane is the halfback. Gain of a couple of yards, second down and 8 Steelers, leading the ball game 12-10. Stallworth and Swan are the wide receivers. We'll try to set the offensive front line. Larry McCartney is the tight end, number 87. And he hails from Bradshaw's alma mater, Louisiana Tech. Stallworth split wide to the left, Swan out of your picture to the right. Kruzik back to pass. Out in the flat to Delaplane. One-on-one. Gets away from Oldham for a moment, but Oldham hung on and made the tackle. Ray Oldham, number 25, is the man who made the stop. Delaplane got short yardage at best. So it'll be third down for the Steelers, and they're confronted with the same situation that Baltimore just had.
You know, I know I sound like I'm singing everybody's praises, but Mike Kruzik says he's throwing the ball better than he's ever thrown it. He went into a real rehabilitation program when he hurt his shoulder, weightlifting, and he thinks he's throwing the ball with a lot more authority than he has in the past.
Third down. Kruzik will probably put it up. Good protection. Excellent protection over the middle. He's got his man Stallworth. At the 44-yard line of Baltimore, that's a first down. John Henderson there making the stop, number 20. He was the 5th defensive back that Marchibroda sent in on a pass situation, but it didn't work as Stallworth made the reception.
Kruzik getting good protection, taking his time, and hitting John Stallworth. John Stallworth comes up with the difficult catches. That was not an easy ball to catch, and he made it look easy.
They spot the ball at the Baltimore 42. First down, Pittsburgh. Stallworth again goes to the top of your screen. Swan to the right. Delaplane and Thornton the running backs. And Kruzik fumbles the football. He picks it up and goes down back at midfield. Ron Fernandez, number 73, there to make the tackle secure. There's another Eastern Michigan lad for you. Boy, you didn't hear a thing about Eastern Michigan until Banaszak made the club. Garrett and Ron Johnson came out of Eastern Michigan.
They've really put it on the map.
Well, not a bad school.
It appeared that Kruzik just missed the snap, or something was wrong with the snap.
So it's 2nd and 17 now for the Steelers back in midfield. Kruzik the pass, out in the flat, right through Thornton's hands. He stumbled, Sidney did, just a split second before Kruzik released the ball. And that field must be playing havoc with everybody out there, Andy. They're either fumbling the ball, losing their footing.
I think, again, that Sidney Thornton was a little bit too much of in a hurry to catch that ball. He took his eyes off the ball at the last minute. He did appear to stumble, but it was a delayed screen to the left, and he had the blockers out there, and had he caught that ball, he might have gone a long way.
10.5 minutes to go, third quarter. Pittsburgh 12, the Baltimore Colts 10. We're at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. We had a downpour about 10 minutes before game time. It hasn't rained a lick since then. Kruzik. He's got Swan, and he overthrew it. Almost intercepted. He had Swan all alone. It went off his fingertips, and Tim Baylor, number 47, almost came up with the interception.
Tim Baylor's 6'6", and looks as though he's going to be an excellent defensive back someday, but he's overthrown here. Lynn was open, and I think Mike's a little bit upset with himself on that pass. Threw it behind him and way too high.
Marshall Johnson in the deep receiving spot for Baltimore. Colquitt at his own 37. Gets a good high spiral away this time. Fair catch. Johnson has it. Slides a little bit. And so Baltimore will put the ball in play inside their own 20-yard line. There's a timeout on the field to score. Pittsburgh 12 and Baltimore 10. Back here at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore, we have just received word that Terry Bradshaw, as Andy Russell suspected, indeed has a broken nose. And I still say it's far less than it could have been, because he was down for quite a while and nobody knew exactly what it was. But Bradshaw, taken to Union Memorial Hospital, has been x-rayed, has a broken nose. Baltimore's ball, first down at 10 at their own 17-yard line. And Troop gives to his running back, Lawrence Watkins, for a couple of yards off right guard. Stopped by Robin Cole, 56, who is everywhere.
Robin's still being bothered with the bad back, but it's not showing because he's moving very well out there.
Gain of about 2 on the play. It'll be second down and 8. Larry Anderson, number 30, is playing that left cornerback spot. He's the third man being tried there tonight. Actually, the fourth. Johnson started. Gaines played a bit. So did Nat Terry. Now Larry Anderson's there. Over the middle, almost intercepted. And that was Larry Anderson. Number 30, who got his hands on the football. Actually, Anderson is playing the right corner, and Winford Gaines is in at the left corner. So you got a couple of first-year men playing the corners for the Steelers. Pass was intended for Randy Burke, 84.
You know, Chuck Noll pointed out an interesting thing, though. Some of these changes that have been as a result of this 5-yard jam rule have made the Steeler defenses better. Their techniques are much better than they have been in the past.
Dave Purifoy and Joe Green at the tackle, 73-75 respectively. Here's a third down play for Bill Troop in Baltimore. Fumble! Steelers have it. I believe it's Mean Joe. Dave Purifoy, 73, you got it. And so the Steelers will take over in golden position at the Baltimore 20-yard line, or 19 it may be. A first down situation, and Kruzik will lead the troops on the field.
You know, Purifoy is playing both defensive end and defensive tackle, and he said I asked him which one he preferred. He said, I prefer the defensive end because there's not as many folks out there.
So Delaplane and Thornton return at the running back spot. Stallworth split to the left and Swan to the right. Mike Kruzik is the quarterback. 12-10 Steelers trying to add to their lead. Delaplane, inside handoff. Mullins with a lead block, and Delaplane running well out of bounds at about the 11 or 12-yard line. Run out by Tim Baylor, 47, but good yardage for the hydroplane. And the field is suitable for his kind of running, although it's not exactly waterlogged. It is slick out there.
Good block by Jerry Mullins, who has that ability not to leave his feet too early, and he made a good, strong block on Mike Woods that sprung that loose.
Gain of 8 for the hydroplane, second down at about 2.5. Steelers outside the Baltimore 10. Kruzik straight ahead to Thornton. Should be good enough for the first down. He got inside the 10-yard line. Stopped there by Calvin O'Neill, the rookie out of Michigan. And Ron Fernandez, 73. Let's see where they spot it. I guess the chains will come in for the first time tonight, Andy. We will have a measurement.
You know, you just have to admire the way Mike Kruzik runs a team. I like his leadership just emanates all the way up here to the press box. He's got a style about him that the veteran players have told me is infectious, and he's an excellent backup quarterback.
And so it's third down and short yardage, and the Steelers bring some bulk in. 61, John Hicks. Webster comes back at center. Number 52. Peterson is out. Both wide receivers are out. The double tight end, Larry Brown, moving to one side as a tight end. Mullins is a tight end on the other side. They got a lot of bulk up front. Third down, less than a yard. Thornton picking his way for the first down to about the 7-yard line.
Nice cut by
Dan Dickel, the middle linebacker, second year out of Iowa, is the man who made initial contact. Also number 42, Lloyd Mumford, but it's a Steeler first down, and Mullins goes out.
That's the kind of a running play where an inexperienced running back might have tried to break it to the outside and just have the thing driven on outside out of bounds, not pick up that crucial first down.
Of course, there are a lot of Steelers not in uniform tonight, and some who are in uniform who will not play, namely Benny Cunningham, Rocky Flyer. Dwight White didn't make the trip. Into the end zone, touchdown to Stallworth. He was all alone, and Kruzik got a neat play. He beat a rookie out there, Frank Dark, number 21. Here it is again.
We weren't able to see what happened to Frank Dark, but probably he tried to jam John Stallworth, and John eluded him at the line of scrimmage, causing Dark's momentum to carry him the wrong way, and he was dead. There was just no question about it. He missed the jam.
So Gerela will attempt the extra point out of a Kruzik hold. Mike Kruzik's first touchdown pass of the season, and the Steelers now have opened the gap a bit. Movement in that interior line. Sam Davis got knocked back a bit.
Note that the Steelers are forced to spot the ball right on the pitching mound, and I think it's bothering Roy because it's a little bit muddy out there. He likes to wear a rubber cleated shoe, and it probably just doesn't give him the stability he'd like to have. You can see him kind of fooling around with the ground on your screen.
A legal procedure against Baltimore. Roy still pulling the mud out of his cleats. He has yet to make an extra point attempt. He's 0 for 2. Snap. This one is up, and it is letter perfect. So there's a timeout on the field, and the score now, Pittsburgh Steelers 19, the Baltimore Colts 10. Gerela has just been down on the ground for a while, really working the mud out of his cleats. He'll spot the ball at the 40-yard line. That illegal procedure penalty on the extra point attempt by the Colts is being assessed here at the kickoff. And so he'll kick off from the 40 instead of the 35. And he really worked those cleats over, Andy. I think there's a lot to what you had to say. He's really having some difficulty with that mud and even the long, soft grass here.
The soccer-style kicker, when he extends his placement foot, has to put a lot more pressure on that foot than the straight-ahead American-style kicker. And they have a lot of trouble in this type of turf.
Marshall Johnson is in the deep receiving spot in the middle. Howard Stevens to your left. And John Henderson, number 20, to your right. There's Henderson closest to the camera. 19-10 Steelers. 7:47 to go third quarter. Here's Gerela's kick. It'll be Johnson at about his 3-yard line. Oh, and he got whacked good as he got to the 20. In there to make the stop again was Doug Becker, number 49, the rookie out of Notre Dame, who's played very well in the special team and coverage units. And he's trying to make this ball club, and it won't be easy, I can assure you.
They've got a lot of talented young players going down on that kickoff team that Chuck Noll felt they had the best group of young athletes they'd had in a long time.
Billy Troop, the quarterback, here in the second half for Baltimore. And he gives to Watkins, trying to get outside. Runs into the middle linebacker, Dirt Winston, 53, and he went no farther. Becker's in there playing linebacker, 49, along with Robin Cole.
Steelers again.
Second down at 10, excuse me, Andy. Second down at 10, Baltimore.
Steelers again showed their stack over, which is the defense where they stack the outside strong linebacker, the tight inside linebacker, and Dirt Winston just rolled off, and no one could get to him. Getting excellent protection of that middle linebacker.
Willie Fry also in on the defensive front four for the Steelers. Joe Green, I think, is going all the way. Picking his way is Logan for pretty good yardage. Finally stacked up as he gets to about the 27-yard line. Jeff Logan is only 5'8 and a half, 192 pounds, a rookie out of Ohio State. Mean Joe got him and put him down. Furness was also there. So it'll bring around a third down situation for the Colts. And they had about 4 yards to go for the first down. Final score tonight, the New Orleans Saints defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 14-7. The Eagles were riding high after whipping the Dolphins last week in the Hall of Fame game. They came back to earth tonight. Troop over the middle. He's got a man wide open. It's Watkins, first down at the 42. Becker had coverage. Also, the middle linebacker, Dirt Winston, who was really responsible, Andy. I guess telling what coverage they're in is sometimes difficult.
You really got me there, Sam. They've got about 12 pass defenses, and sometimes the coaches have to go to the films to figure out what it was, but there's no question there was a foul up there.
So Baltimore has their first down in the second half. On the third down pass from Troop to Watkins. Play action. Troop, good protection. Has all day. Throws it out. Intended there for Satterwhite, number 28, and he was overthrown. And he had his man beat. Howard Satterwhite, number 28. Third-year pro out of Sam Houston State.
I think the fans here felt that since Satterwhite was open, that Troop should have just lofted the ball and not tried to throw it in there with such authority, because I think he could have completed the pass had he used a little bit of finesse with the ball rather than trying to knock people down with it.
37,437 here at the Pig Lot in Baltimore. Second down 10 for Troop and company. Colts are down 19-10. Don't take it personal, Roy. Nothing doing. Nothing doing. Robin Cole put him right on his backside. The ball carrier, Lawrence Watkins. And I know you've heard about the great upper body strength of Robin Cole. He just picked a man who was 6'2", 235, picked him up and put him on his backside.
You know, one of the nice things about the fact that the Steelers do have 5 such good linebackers, they can play that 4 linebacker defense that everybody's been playing so effectively, the 3-4, and probably hurt some people with some interesting blitzes.
Third down 11 for Troop and company. Back to pass. Got a man in the middle, intercepted by Dungy at the 40-45, midfield into Baltimore territory. Steelers on his feet, dragged down at the 39. Tony Dungy with the interception.
Dungy just made a great adjustment on the ball. It was not an easy ball to catch. I think he expected the man in front of him to get it. See throwing. Dungy just makes an excellent catch. Picks up some blockers going down the sideline. Doug Becker, number 49, should never look back. You notice there Becker looking back to see where Dungy was. That is not something you want to do.
Pass was intended for Randy Burt. Steelers have it again. First down at the Baltimore 38. Kruzik brings him out. We're live. He's got Stallworth and Swan at the wide receiving spots. And the give on the sweep to Thornton. Cuts it up. 35. Buries a man at the 35 and carries to about the 32-yard line. He ran right over Lloyd Mumford, and Calvin O'Neill finally had to put the stop on him.
Another great block by Jerry Mullins. You know, Mullins is one of the most underrated pulling guards in football. He's got that great quickness. He's probably a better athlete than most offensive linemen. He's a good all-around athlete, and he gets out of there a lot quicker, and he's been consistently throwing the good blocks in this quarter.
Larry McCartney still in there, tight end, the rookie out of Louisiana Tech. But Kruzik's got the big receivers, Stallworth and Swan. Dive play, I think Delaplane, the ball carrier, stopped again by O'Neill. That'll bring around a third down situation. The Steelers in a very, very short yardage situation here. Now bring in Larry Brown, John Hicks, and Mike Webster. Webster has not been playing center here in the second half. And they can do a lot of jostling around with the front alignment there. You know, you move Mullins outside and Brown to a tight end.
Mullins here will be a flanker. But they've got a lot of horses up there in front.
Third down 1. Thornton got the first down and a couple of yards to boot. Ran right off the back of Calvin O'Neill, and the Steelers have another first down. Tim Baylor, number 47, also assisting on the play, but Calvin O'Neill, number 51, is playing a whole lot of middle linebacker for Baltimore in this second half. And the clock continues to move. 3:15 to go, third quarter. Mullins and Brown go back out again. And Kruzik will get himself a good set of wide receivers.
Excellent block by Sam Davis on that, number 57, making a key block to really get the first down. Steeler offensive line is looking great, but I have to give Sidney Thornton a lot of credit. He's hitting the holes quickly, and he's maintaining his balance and driving hard.
From the Baltimore 28, Kruzik. And a quick out to Stallworth. Tries to avoid one tackle, finally got buried on the far side of the field, but that'll be good for about 6 yards. Frank Dark was the man who had coverage this time, and it was Dark that Stallworth beat for the touchdown just a few moments ago, and he's given the rookie a lesson. Dark out of Virginia Union, 5'11", 167, learning a little bit about what it's like to play cornerback tonight against the great veteran John Stallworth.
You know, Kruzik's timing was spectacular there. He actually threw the ball before John had turned to look for the ball, and I like that. He got the ball to him quickly. Not much chance for Dark to make that play.
Well, they give him 9 yards on the reception, so it's second down and 1. Both receivers split to your left, top of the screen. Kruzik back to pass. Has all day. Moves away from one on rusher, fires it downfield, intended for Stallworth, but the Colts had some good coverage there, and I think he just safely threw it away. Well, that was a free play with second down and 1, Andy.
Well, apparently Mike felt that that's the case. It's going to be disappointing, obviously, if Baltimore gears up here and stops this third down effort. He may have felt he had the free play. We're going to find out if he did or not.
Steelers make some more changes. Alvin Maxson comes into the backfield, number 28. Delaplane moves to fullback. And Maxson out of a halfback spot. Third down, about 1.5 yards for the Steelers. It's Delaplane. Boy, they really have shut that off beautifully tonight. On both sides, Baylor on that side. Blackwood did it early in the football game. Frank Dark also assisting on the tackle. And they have shut off that third and short to the outside 3 times tonight.
They really have. You can see Tim Baylor, 47, scraping off an excellent position, just making it. You know, the man's 6'6", about 210, and he's got that real good strength that can stop that type of short yardage play. Every time the Steelers have run to the weak side on that short yardage, they've been unsuccessful.
37-yard field goal attempt by Gerela. He had one blocked earlier. out of a cruising hold. The placement is good. It is up and perfect. Gerela from 37 yards out. So the Steelers add to their lead. There's a timeout on the field. And the score, Pittsburgh 22, Baltimore 10.
Baltimore 10.
Reminder that our next telecast will be tape delayed. It'll be on Sunday afternoon, August 13th, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It'll be the Steelers and Atlanta Falcons from the previous night next Saturday at Three River Stadium. But the other two in our 4-game preseason will be live from the Meadowlands against the Giants the following Saturday, which will be the 19th, 26th from Dallas. Here's Gerela's kick. 22-10 Steelers. Marshall Johnson has it at his own 4. Right up the middle. And he's knocked down again. And let's see who was there. Doug Becker on top, 49. Donnie Shell, 31 on the bottom. And Bradley Carr, 45. Also played quite well tonight on special teams. So the Steelers, batch of rookies, know all too well that to make this ball club, most of them, and I say most, will have to impress on the special teams. From the Baltimore 25, Troop will put it in play. Logan is the deep back. He takes the pitch. Nothing doing. Slipped out of one man's hands and right into the hands of Tom Beasley, 65. Donnie Shell also there along with Hollywood Baggs, L.C. Greenwood. Well, the Steeler defense against the run, Andy, as you well know, can be awesome. It was awesome in Super Bowl IX. It was awesome through the entire playoffs there, and they have the ability to play it against the run as well as anybody has ever played it in pro football. Troop back to pass on 2nd and 14. He got his tight end, Jimmy Kennedy, for short yardage. Tackle made by Nat Terry, the rookie out of Florida State.
That's a situation where, again, they're playing that 5 short defense. It has not been very effective tonight against Baltimore in their short passing. And I think what we're going to have to do is start paying more man-to-man.
The clock will run out here on play in the 3rd quarter before the Colts ever get the snap. There it is. So we've completed 3 quarters of preseason game number 1. So far, so good.
I know you're tired. Listen.
In Baltimore, where we are about to enter play in the 4th quarter. Steelers lead at 22-10. Crowd's buzzing a bit, the 37,000 plus. They just gave everybody an example of the fireworks display that will take place immediately following tonight's football game, and it was loud, as you would expect. 3rd down and 4, Baltimore. They have the ball now at their own 31-yard line. See how the Steelers play it. The flag is down. Troop has a man all alone. It's Watkins for the 1st down. Tackle made by Dirt Winston, who was very, very late getting to the coverage, but flags are down all over the field.
Yeah, it appeared there was a mistake in the coverage. I don't... We'll have to take a look here to see what they call.
Illegal movement penalty against the Colts.
Illegal procedure against Baltimore. It'll nullify the 1st down and make it 3rd down and 9 now. And put him in somewhat of a hole. They've got to get something going here. The Colts have showed, I guess I would say, very little offense. Bert Jones did move the club reasonably well in the 1st half. But the only touchdown that Baltimore's put on the board came as a direct result of a Sid Thornton fumble very deep in Pittsburgh territory. So the Colt offense has not exactly been explosive tonight, Andy.
No, it hasn't. I think the Steeler defense has done an excellent job. And that last instance where Dirt Winston was a little bit late getting over on the coverage, Steelers have one defense where the outside strong linebacker and the middle linebacker go in and out. If the tight end takes an inside release, he goes to the middle linebacker, and the outside linebacker takes the back. In this case, they both forced an outside release, very confusing to both linebackers. 3rd down, 9.
Troop with a big possession pass here. All day to throw it over the middle. He's got a man at the 45-yard line. Another big 1st down for Troop.
Well, the double layer effect there that penetrated the zone. The Steeler linebackers have been hurt all day or all evening underneath, and I think they just hung a little bit too shallow, and the man came in wide open. Dungy coming up obviously deep to prevent the long touchdown bomb.
Here's another one of your great names in football. The man who made the reception was Dexter Feaster, number 95. And oddly enough, he was a teammate at North Carolina A&T of the Steelers rookie Ron Scott, the young man who took back a kickoff 87 yards tonight. Here's Logan getting outside. Finally knocked down as he approached midfield, but he got a couple of yards there. Jeff Logan, the Ohio State rookie. Isn't that a great name? Fair Hooker used to be my favorite. Now I think it's Dexter Feaster.
Dexter Feaster. I like the way it comes out to your tongue.
Second down, 7, Baltimore. They're moving the football a little bit here on the Steeler rookies, although in all due respect to Baltimore, they got some first-year men in there, too. Feaster comes wide to the right, Satterwhite wide to the left, both out of your picture at the moment. Logan and Watkins are the setbacks, and Troop wants to throw it again. Over the middle, dumps it to Logan. Busted a couple of tackles, finally Cole dragged him down, but a first down, Baltimore. Flag is down. Penalty marker is down.
Very nifty bit of running there.
Andy, as you well know, one of the problems last year, this will be against Baltimore, one of the glaring Steeler problems was the pass rush. They just didn't get to the quarterback, and I haven't seen any great demonstration of an improvement on that from the front four tonight. Of course, my sophisticated eye can't really tell the games they're playing up there. They're just playing basic front four, not really trying to do anything out of the ordinary to get to the quarterback or what.
Although they are playing some games down there, which would take the defensive tackle slicing in the gap between the guard and tackle and the defensive end coming around behind. It has not been very effective. The Baltimore Colts have a very good offensive line. They've been picking up the games.
Okay, a personal foul against Baltimore nullifies the first down. They go all the way back to their own 40-yard line. Second down, 17. Now Feaster is split wide to the left, and Satterwhite comes to the right. Hand off to Watkins, and man the goal right through the center. Got it all back almost. Tony Dungy finally made the tackle, but a gaping hole for Lawrence Watkins, number 32. He must have gotten about 14 yards back.
That was a good call. Going to the quick-hitting draw play on a long yardage situation. One thing the Steelers do not do well is play draws because they put their ears back and try to get to that passer.
Third down and 4. Gain of 13 by Watkins, and Troop will put it up in a possession pass. And he threw it in behind Logan, but it's caught by the Colts, and they have a first down. Danny Shell finally making the tackle on the man who caught the football, and again, I believe it was, Jimmy Kennedy, the tight end, 85.
They got to take it back, Sam, because it's from one offensive man to another offensive man. You can't.
I didn't think so. He threw it in behind Logan, and I thought Logan had gotten a hand on it. Well, no, it's against Pittsburgh. Apparently, Logan never got a hand on it.
Well, let's take a look at it. We have it.
Well, if it sounds a little confusing, maybe it's because it is a little confusing. The penalty is against the Steelers. Here it is again.
Ball obviously hits Logan there. Does not hit a Steeler. And it's cut. I frankly don't understand the call.
Well, there's no way in the world that pass should be completed because you are not allowed to deflect it from one offensive man to another. And that's precisely what the instant replay showed, I would think. Logan got a finger on it. Kennedy caught it. It's a first down for the Colts at the 23-yard line. After all, Mr. Heberling, it is preseason for you, too. I guess your crew's entitled to an error. Lord knows we've made a bundle of them up here.
I think they actually thought one of the Steelers did hit it, but as our replay showed, it didn't. It's certainly a lot easier to make these calls up here, Sam.
Troop again to pass. Guns it to Satterwhite, and he couldn't hold on. He got hit hard by Dungy. As he was juggling the football, Dungy knocked it out of his possession, gave him a good wrap.
I'm very impressed with Mike Troop on this drive. He's looking very strong. He's throwing the ball with a lot of authority. He's getting it there quick. That ball should have been caught.
.35 to go here in the fourth quarter. Pittsburgh leading Baltimore 22-10, but the Colts are on the march. Second down, 10 at the Steeler 23. See what happens here. High formation. Logan is the deep back. He gets the football. Cuts inside. for a couple of yards. Robin Cole turned the play in. Greenwood made the tackle, 68. As I mentioned, Dwight White not playing tonight. Cunningham, Andre Keys, Rocky Flyer, a whole host of others. Frank Lewis. Who have I missed? Some are here, some are back in Pittsburgh. Which is a very special guy back in Pittsburgh, I'm sure, watching this telecast tonight. And we again want to say hi from both Andy and I and the entire broadcast crew. J.T. Thomas, if you're watching, we miss you. Third down, Troop again with a possession play. 3rd down and 9. Great protection from the Colts. Fires it over the middle, incomplete. Intended for his tight end, Jimmy Kennedy, and Wentford Gaines broke it up. So the Colts now, with a 4th down and long yardage, have a decision to make. Will they take the 3, or will they try to get the 6 on the board, or keep the drive alive at least?
I think they'll go for the 3. I always say that when I see the field goal kicker trotting onto the field.
I was going to say, I noticed your eyes were glued to the monitor. Tony Linhart will attempt from the 29-yard line, so it'll be a kick of 39 yards if he makes it. Block! Back to Linhart. Throws a pass to Troop. The ball is dead, and Linhart got buried. Linhart, Greenwood is all over him. You can see it right in the middle of your picture. Now, tempers break out a little bit. Number 62 for Baltimore.
Well, so it's a wild scene down there. Tony Linhart, who's not used to being tackled, was tackled rather forcefully by L.C. Greenwood, and I think he kicked Greenwood, or he did something that upset Greenwood, and Greenwood hit him.
Well, we'll get it all straightened away. There's a timeout on the field. The score still Pittsburgh 22 and Baltimore 10. Back here at Memorial Stadium, we're still trying to figure this whole mess out. All we know is that the Steelers will take over, but Chuck Eberling, the referee, is indicating unnecessary roughness against the Steelers, presumably L.C. Greenwood, for his tackling of Tony Linhart, the place kicker. But oddly enough, it was Greenwood who had to be helped off the field, Andy. He must have gotten kicked or punched around a little bit.
Well, I think what happened is he fell on Linhart. Linhart's knee caught him in the stomach. And so he actually came down, had the wind knocked out of him. I think, it's kind of humorous when you see the soccer-style kickers, particularly if they're from Austria Tech, try and run with the football. It's reminiscent of Gero Yepremi in the 1972 Super Bowl.
Austria Tech, you said. Well, the Baltimore fans, as you would expect, are booing loudly. 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. And the give to Delaplane or Thornton, or Ron Scott, it is 33. Very little. Stopped by Sander Shiver, 54, the linebacker, and Calvin O'Neill, the middle linebacker. So negligible yardage at all, if at all. 11:20 to go on a moving clock here in the 4th quarter, and the Steelers lead at 22-10. They can be loud here in Baltimore, particularly in that little tunnel area down there where the stadium.
Yeah, over there where that nut landed the airplane.
In the horseshoe corner of the stadium. Now the pitch to Scott, and he gets out over the 15. A flag is down from the back judge, so Lloyd Mumford is the man who made the stop. We may have something against Baltimore here. Herb Orvis also assisting on the tackle, and this may be a Baltimore penalty as they discuss it. It came from behind the Baltimore secondary. Face mask it is against the Colts. Whoops. Offside Steelers. Offsetting penalties. They'll run it again. 2nd down, 11.
With the new 5-yard jamming rule, the officials really have their work cut out for them this year. They're going man for man, and they have to recognize formation. And when the offense rotates and goes in motion, it's very difficult for these officials to pick it up.
Alvin Maxson, 28, and 33. The rookie Scott in the backfield, along with Mike Kruzik, the quarterback. Smith goes in motion. Maxson trying to get outside, nothing doing. Down he goes. Baylor was there, so was Calvin O'Neill. And the Colts playing spirited defense at the moment. Third down and long for Kruzik, deep in his own territory. Didn't want to have to put the ball up, but I'm afraid he's going to have to. Orvis is an interesting ball player, number 79. Herb starred for the Detroit Lions. He came out of Colorado some 5 or 6 years ago and was traded here. Did not enjoy playing in Detroit at all. Was traded here during the offseason for wide receiver Freddie Scott. So 3rd and 10 for Kruzik. He's got Smith and Bradley Wagner as his wide receivers. He doesn't throw it. He gave it to Maxson. And he's down right at the line of scrimmage. Take it back. He gave it to his rookie again. Ron Fernandez making the stop on Ronnie Scott. So it's 4th down. Steelers content there to run off a few seconds on the clock. And Colquitt will have to kick it away under pressure for the first time tonight.
Yeah, they'll definitely be coming after this one. I would think they'd have the block on. And Colquitt is supposed to be a very fast kicker, as you pointed out, Sam. He's got that 2-step kick. And we'll see if he gets it off.
There's Marshall Johnson set to return it. Colquitt gets it off, no trouble. 45-yard line. Fair catch by the short man, or the up back, who was Don McCauley, 23. There's a timeout on the field. The score is still Pittsburgh 22 and Baltimore 10. So with 9:29 to play in the ballgame, Baltimore has it in excellent field position at the Steeler 45. And the Steelers have made some wholesale defensive changes. Brad Cousineau, number 60, at one linebacker. Brad Carr, 45, is also in there, as is Doug Becker, the rookie from Notre Dame. Andy?
I was going to say that Bob Widenhofer told me, the Steeler linebacker coach, before the game, that he definitely wanted to get Brad Cousineau in there because his wife just had a baby and he wanted to sort of celebrate, give him a shot.
Here we go. Bill Troop has gone all the way at quarterback here in the second half. He's back to pass on 1st down. He has a lot of time, throws it over the middle, and almost complete.
Well, the man was wide open.
Excuse me, and he intended for Dexter Feaster. Becker was there, but a little late. However, Feaster couldn't hang on. Boy, it's amazing how they go into these schools like North Carolina A&T and discover these kids and bring them in as free agents, Andy, and they just have all the talent in the world. Steelers did it in Ron Scott. Colts have obviously done it here in Dexter Feaster.
The small colleges are just developing a lot greater talent than they used to.
2nd down and 10. Back again is Troop to pass. Over the middle, almost intercepted. Too tall for his intended receiver, Lawrence Watkins. And almost intercepted. Steelers had a better shot at it after Watkins touched it than did any other Baltimore Colt. So with 9:18 to play in the game, Troop now with his umpteenth 3rd down situation. 3rd and very long. 10 yards to be exact.
And
the Colts still trailing 22-10.
That last play was one of Baltimore's favorites. They like Lydell Mitchell to filter through. He fakes like he's going to pick up the blitz and block, and then he filters through at the last minute, and usually wide open against the zone. Brad Carr was pretty close to making that play, but he just overthrew it.
Starting to rain here again in Baltimore. And believe me, we're the first to know about it because we're sitting out in the open. Satterwhite. Here's Feaster. Couldn't hang on. Intercepted. No, he ruled it hit the ground. Great effort by the Steelers' number 45, Brad Carr, as he tried to get the carom off Feaster, but it touched the ground, and so it's 4th down Baltimore. And the wind starts to pick up. I think we're due for some rain and maybe a pretty good storm. I just hope this game gets over before it comes, for obvious reasons.
You know, you mentioned earlier, Sam, that the Steelers are just not getting to the quarterback, and they have not been very successful tonight. A couple of blitzes put some pressure on, but with the front four, they just haven't got in.
Steve Broussard kicking to Nat Terry and Jimmy Smith. Short kick. Out of bounds.
Steelers had the rush on that time. They tried to block that punt. I was wrong. The situation where Baltimore had the Steelers back in the end zone, I thought they would come for sure. They did not. They set up the return. In this case, the Steelers turned around and did try and block the punt. I think they upset the punter, and that's why he got off the bad punt.
We're going to spot the ball somewhere in the neighborhood of the 22-yard line. And the Steelers will put it in play and come out again with the whole new look. Webster's back at center. Is that 52 or 62? It's 52. Mike Webster. Kruzik is the quarterback, and the rain just picks up a little heavier now. 22-10 Steelers, fourth quarter. Kruzik on a busted play, turns it up and picks up a yard or two. I'm sure that play was not designed that way, Andy.
It wasn't. What happened was Ron Scott slipped as the ball was snapped, fell down. Kruzik turned to hand it off to him, and he wasn't there. So wisely, he got out of there.
There's a good look into the Steeler huddle behind Ray Pinney, 74. Kruzik brings him out. Webster leading the way. John Hicks, 61. Big John's going to be a great acquisition. You mark my word. Kid's got a world of talent. Once he learns the Steeler system, he's going to be great. And speaking of great, how's that for a hit? Scott going absolutely nowhere. He was a ball carrier. And he ran head into 73 or 79, Herb Orvis. Also 71, Mike Ozdowski was there, as was Ron Fernandez. All of them were there. And so it's no gain. The Steelers have a third down and 7. And we haven't had much offense at all here in the fourth quarter. At the 25-yard line. Kruzik back to pass. Throws it out in the flat, and again slipping. Alvin Maxson went down, and it was fortunate for the Steelers that ball wasn't intercepted because Maxson has reached for it in vain as he was going down. So it's fourth down Pittsburgh. 7:40 to play in the game, and Colquitt will have to put his foot to it again.
Well, they went with a screen on that last play, Sam, and Herb Orvis reacted as you might expect a veteran defensive lineman to. He read it very early and he was way out there in front of the Steeler offensive lineman. It would not have worked had he caught the ball.
Low snap, fielded by Colquitt on the bounce. He just got maybe a half a football. He didn't get all of it, and he got it out of bounds. But good play by Colquitt, who by all rights performed a miracle just to get the kick away. So there's timeout on the field. The score still Pittsburgh 22 and Baltimore 10. Back we are at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. We have but 7:33 to play in the game. Incidentally, for you McKeesport folks, Bobby Thompson, the former McKeesport star and young man who played his college ball at the University of Georgia, is in at cornerback. He wears number 48. He's out of your picture, near side of the near side. Pitch to Howard Stevens. Slips and falls as he gets to about the 46-yard line, and that's a line of scrimmage, not much farther. Larry Anderson, the rookie cornerback, was there to make the tackle secure.
Also great
number
inside.
48 is Bobby Thompson.
I was going to say great inside support by that interior Steelers defensive line. They're getting off the ball very quickly and pursuing those plays down the line, and John Banaszak, playing from the tackle position, was in on that tackle.
Now Winford Gaines comes into the lineup replacing Thompson, second down 11. And Troop back to pass, rolling a little bit right, pulls up, throws it over the middle to his back Stevens. Instant coverage there by Brad Cousineau, number 60. Gain of about 6 or 7 on the play. It'll be third down, shy of the first down. The Colts trying to keep the drive alive. Will have about 3 yards to go. Mac Alston, number 83, with his back to you, is a tight end, the former Houston Oilers star. Yeah, a lot of tight ends in camp here, looking for a replacement for Raymond Chester. They are. Fred Anderson and Willie Fry, both rookie defensive linemen in the game. Third down and 4. A good rush would be helpful here. Troop back to pass. Here they come. Almost intercepted in and out of the hands of Bobby Thompson. And had he caught it, nothing but clear sailing down the near sidelines.
He's got to be awfully upset with himself. It was the kind you dream about. He way underthrew him. Troop way underthrew him, and he was wide open. Just fell out to his hands.
So a fourth down situation for Baltimore. And the Steelers send Nat Terry, 41, and Jimmy Smith, 86, back to receive the punt. And again, Steve Broussard will do the kicking from the neighborhood of his own 40-yard line. And what is this? Timeout. Baltimore with just 10 men on the playing field, I believe, alertly called the timeout, saving the 5-yard penalty, and they still haven't sent the 11th man on the field. I don't think he knows he's in the game, Andy. How would you like to be that 11th man who has to dash on the field? The embarrassment of it all. 69. It was,
who is that dummy? 69.
Wade Griffin.
Wade Griffin. It's probably somebody got hurt and they put in the second. You know, you're sitting on the sideline. You may be the backup left tackle on the punt team. You're not aware of the fact that the first man is hurt, and so you're late coming in. They have advisors on the sideline who do nothing but try and keep all those special teams straight.
Bill Broussard now back inside his own 40. 22-10 Steelers. 6:11 to play in the game. End over end. Smith lets it bounce and he goes out of bounds. Pretty good kick. That'll be inside the 10-yard line. Spotted at about the 7 or 8, so the Steelers again pinned up deep in their own territory. Will put it in play. Kruzik has gone the entire second half here. And he'll want to mount a drive if at all possible and get some decent field position.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Smith could have fielded that. It might have been a bad judgment to try. It took an unusual bounce. It was just one of those unfortunate things. Ball going out of bounds on the 7 or 8.
Steelers with at least one fresh back. Anise Davis, number 44, is in there.
Former Missouri fullback, Sam.
Kruzik throws it out in the flat, incomplete. Tries to set up the wide receiver screen to Jimmy Smith, and the pass was low. He couldn't hang on to it. Of course, Mr. Russell mentioned the fact that Anise Davis came out of Missouri because that's where Andy Russell played his college ball. I understand this Anise Davis is a real bull.
Well, they're saying that he's a very tough player that likes contact and works hard, a good hard-nosed type of player, but he's been making too many mistakes, and he's going to have to correct that or he's just not going to be around.
5'10", 225 pounds is Anise Davis. Young man who shaved his head. Ominous-looking character without the helmet, I can tell you. Number 39, the Steeler ball carrier, was Rick Mosier, another rookie, stopped there by Mike Woods, the rookie from Cincinnati. And so it's mop-up time here in Baltimore. A lot of rookies on the playing field. Mosier, number 39, 6 feet, 210 out of Rhode Island. Steeler draft choice.
In that instance, John Hicks pulled where Jerry Mullins so frequently does, and he did not make the block. He may not be as agile and as quick as Mullins, and therefore may not be as good a pulling guard.
3rd down and 9 for Kruzik, running the ball now from his own 9-yard line. The thunder rumbles in the background. Straight ahead to Mosier again, stopped by Ozdowski and Herb Orvis, 79. Ozdowski wearing 71. The Colts hold again, and the Steelers' Craig Colquitt will be forced to kick it away with under 5 minutes to play in the game. We may just get out of here before the rains come, Mr. Russell.
Yeah, it is picking up here. The wind's picking up quite a bit. It looks as though it might storm. I think the Steeler defense better keep their concentration right now.
Colquitt. It's a little better kick away this time. Gets a good bounce across midfield. Good coverage by number 40 of the Steelers, who is Randy Rudershan. And they kill the ball at about the 49-yard line, I believe, in Baltimore territory. So the Colts and Bill Troop will put it in play. Bert Jones went the first half. Troop has gone the entire second. Bradshaw started for the Steelers. He was only destined to go 1 quarter. He didn't quite make it. He went out with a broken nose. He was taken to Union Memorial Hospital and x-rayed, and it was diagnosed as a broken nose. Steelers then went to their number 3 quarterback, Cliff Stout, for the remainder of the first quarter, all of the second quarter, and Kruzik has played the second half. From the 48, Troop back to pass. Has a man wide open, and down he goes. I believe it's Dexter Feaster, number 95. Coverage there by Nat Terry, the rookie cornerback out of Florida State.
In that instance, Nat Terry We see number 12, Troop, dropping back. Good pressure by Purifoy. Terry had given him a lot of cushion. You can see him coming up, number 41, late. And Dexter Feaster had driven him off. It's going to be a very difficult thing for a rookie defensive back to play much tighter than that.
So it's first down at the Steeler 36, and the Colts trying to put another score on the board here, make it a bit more respectable. Again, Feaster split wide to the left, Satterwhite to the right. And that's not easy to say. He hits his tight end, Mac Alston. That'll be close to another Baltimore first down. Doug Becker, the Notre Dame rookie, has the coverage there. But the Colts picking up substantial yardage on the completion from Bill Troop to Mac Alston.
So you can be sure the Colts are thinking, get a quick score here. The one thing the Steelers don't want to have happen is to give up anything easy, make them work for anything they get.
Well, the play has been called back. Holding against Baltimore will nullify that particular catch by Alston. Here's Chuck Everling. I heard the 4, but I didn't hear the first number. 64, I believe he said, David Taylor. Second down, 20, Baltimore at the Steeler 45-yard line. And again, it's Feaster to the top of your screen, Satterwhite to the bottom and to the right. Troop will put it up again. Steelers in a prevent defense. Over the middle. Great. Well, I thought it was a great catch. I thought Satterwhite had it. Broken up by Tony Dungy. And Doug Becker, 49.
I think Satterwhite thought he had it for a minute, but very good pressure by...
The thing you got to like about Becker, I think, Andy, he's always around the football. I'm impressed with that.
Yeah, he is. He's moving well. He's a tough kid. Reacts to the ball well. Tony Dungy was actually the man responsible for stripping that ball loose. On a tackle very similar to the one that Stan White put on Bradshaw.
Third down, 20 for the Colts, trailing 22-10 and running out of time. They are. Steelers with 5 defensive backs as Troop goes back to put it up again. Tried to dump it over the middle to Stevens, and it just slipped out of his hand, and he's being booed lustily here by the Baltimore Partisans, 37,000 strong.
You know, I don't know if it slipped out of his hand or not. It looked like he just choked. He tried to finesse it and ease up on it, and it went right into the ground about 6 feet away from him. Extremely embarrassing situation.
But I was being nice to him. When I said it slipped out of his hand. Broussard again kicking to Terry, 41. Jimmy Smith, 86.
Why were you being nice to a Colt? We criticized the Colts for nice to the Steelers.
I don't want to hurt the kid. The game's almost over. Great kick by Broussard. They'll let it bounce into the end zone. It'll be a touchback and brought out to the 20-yard line, and Broussard with the best kick of the night by anybody.
I was watching Broussard kick in warm-up, and he consistently was kicking better than David Lee. So it may be that they think they've got a replacement for David. I think Lee is also from Georgia, a punter that's been around a long time, 13, 14 years, and he asked me, I saw him in the locker room, he asked me how Bobby Walden was doing. I said he's down here in Georgia complaining about something.
I noticed that Broussard, Andy, is from southern Mississippi. Didn't Ray Guy come from that country down there somewhere?
He sure did.
3:16 to go in a 22-10 Steeler lead. Kruzik has gone all the way in the second half at quarterback. Play action over the middle, complete there. Dragged down immediately was the tight end for the Steelers, number 87, the rookie out of Louisiana Tech, Larry McCartney, with his first catch of the night. Got to make the kid feel good.
Larry was hit hard by Mike Woods, the fellow that the Colts think is going to be such an outstanding young linebacker. Maxie Bond feels that they've got the best young group of linebackers the Colts have had in a long time.
Second down and 4, gain of 6 yards in that completion. Jimmy Smith is wide to the right. Brad Wagner to the left. They haven't thrown in Wagner's direction at all. A penalty marker is down. Running with the football is Rick Mosier, Rhode Island rookie, but a penalty flag is down, and it may be holding against the Steelers, and it is exactly that. So it'll nullify the run 2:29 to go, and we're working our way down to the 2-minute warning just in time because the rain picks up in intensity here. And if it rains any harder, I got a feeling they may think about canceling the fireworks demonstration that many of these people came to see tonight.
But we really don't care because we'll be gone, won't we, Andrew?
Well, that's right, Sam. They haven't seen much fireworks in terms of an offensive passing display either.
We better, while we have a moment, quickly recap for you the scoring because we're going to run out of time. Baltimore got on the board early in the second quarter. Roosevelt leaks 2-yard run. Linhart converted 7-0. Came after a Sid Thornton fumble deep in Steeler territory. On the ensuing kickoff, the rookie free agent Ron Scott took an 87 yards of brilliant return, ran over people. In the last 20 yards of that return, the kick was blocked, 7-6 Baltimore. 32-yard field goal by Tony Linhart made it 10-6 Baltimore. We'll get back to the recap in just a moment. Second down, 15. Here's the pitch now. And Mosier is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. Ozdowski making a stop on him. So it was 10-6 Baltimore after the Linhart field goal. And the Steelers got the lead for good on a 6-yard pass from Cliff Stout to Reggie Harrison late in the second quarter, 17 seconds to play to be exact. And they led 12-10 at the half as the extra point attempt by Gerela was missed. And they're ringing it in very nicely with an apparent victory here in Baltimore, leading 22-10. Kruzik has a third down and 16 to go from his own 14-yard line. Back to pass, now being chased out of the pocket, has a man down the middle, and it's intercepted by Oldham. And he's brought down at about the 20-yard line. Ray Oldham with the interception. Anise Davis, number 44, made the stop. But the Colts now with a great chance to get right back into the game, although the clock is against him with 1:48 to play.
Mike getting some pressure from the outside. Really didn't see Oldham. I think Oldham kind of lulled him into thinking he had that man open. A real fine play by number 25, Ray Oldham, who's tackled by number 44, that Missouri phenom, Anise Davis.
Well, it's the one thing Kruzik did not want to do. Given a choice of 10, that was the 10th, I can assure you, is to give it up deep in his own territory at the 15-yard line. Troop play action to Watkins. Still has the football. Great sack by Purifoy. First one of the night for the Steelers. It couldn't have come at a better time.
Okay, Purifoy says he likes to play that defensive end a lot better than he likes it inside. And we'll have to take a look and see where he lined up that time. He's inside. So it was a good tackle loop on the inside that got that sack.
Loss of 10, second down and 20 at the Steeler 25-yard line. Clock continues to run. Troop back on second down. In the flat to Watkins, hit hard by Ronnie Johnson, the number 1 draft choice out of Eastern Michigan. Watkins throws an elbow at him, and look at this. Johnson is only 5'9", Watkins 6'3", towering over Johnson. He will not be intimidated, the Rook will not.
No, he's a tough, hard-nosed player. He came up and hit Watkins a pretty good shot, and Watkins barely went down. You know, a guy like Ron Johnson is going to run into some people a little bit bigger and a little bit better than he ran into in college. And it's going to take a little period of adjustment to get used to the fact when you give a guy your best shot, he doesn't always go down. It's sort of surprising to a young man like that.
He'll learn a lot of things, and I think like the coaching staff has said repeatedly, and it doesn't take a genius to figure it out, these rookies are going to get beat. Everybody gets beat, Andy. Chuck Noll was saying that today. The best doesn't get beat, and you only hope that it doesn't hurt you too much, because if they've got to go with a rookie at cornerback, and it looks like they will, it's going to be a vulnerable position on the ball club.
You're right. Everybody does get beat. I think what's critical is that a player learns how to deal with that failure and not let it get too hyper and get down on himself, because so frequently there are good, talented defensive backs who go so badly in the tank when they're beaten for a touchdown they can't recover, and they get down on themselves and they lose their confidence. And when you lose your confidence as a defensive back, you can't play your techniques. You're just so afraid that you're going to get beat that you can't play.
Baltimore has spent a timeout here with 1:33 to play. And Satterwhite goes to the left, Dexter Feaster to the right. And Troop is back to throw it over the middle. Too tall. His intended receiver was Howard Stevens out of the backfield. 4th down and 15 Colts. They're trailing 22-10. Troop again over the middle. Nothing doing. Almost intercepted. I think Becker played it perfectly. He did. 49. It was again intended for Stevens. Baltimore came back with the identical play, and Becker really was in a better position to catch it than was Howard Stevens.
That's pretty safe.
I'd take the same safe bet you do. Minute 24 to go. They'll just try to keep the clock moving. Anise Davis, picking his way along the line of scrimmage, goes down. Somewhere in the neighborhood of the 20-yard line. They obliterated down in that area. Ozdowski made the tackle. He's a second-year man out of Virginia. Baltimore spends another timeout with 1:09 to play.
I absolutely agree, Sam. The Steelers are very definitely a team that could go 16-0 this year.
Kruzik stopped by Fernandez. Another mix-up in the backfield. Spotters tonight, Roy Ricks and Paul Bernhardt here in Baltimore, who, while objecting to the fact that I referred to the stadium as the pig lot, still did one heck of a job for us. Collins busts it into the secondary. Great run by little Frankie Collins. Trying to find himself a spot on the ball club. Brought down by Lloyd Mumford. But he scampered nicely. A first